Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda
ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyananda, and I offer my humble obeisance, my humble pranam at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And I welcome each and every one of you who is joining with us across the world today, right now, for this Devi Parashakti Akashic reading program. This exquisite experience with the divine. You coming face to face with the cosmos itself from wherever you are. I welcome each and every one of you warmly to this event online, whether you are joining us through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter, or if you are joining us from different countries all over the world, from different KAILASAs all over the world, the de facto spiritual embassies, and the Goshalas, Gurukuls, the Annalayas and Devalayas. Wherever you are, I welcome you, each and every one, warmly for this Parashakti Akashic reading program. As every day, we are able to have the darshan, be able to witness for ourselves the divine revelations of Devi Parashakti, and be able to study these, imbibe these, and live a higher life, our highest potential, as per the Hindu scriptures and the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now today, each and every one of us might in some way or form feel in ourselves a type of breakthrough is needed. A breakthrough which you have been yearning for maybe not just even this birth itself, but many births before. Understand that this experience, your coming face to face with the divine cosmic beings, might just be your breakthrough that you are looking forward to. Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, the cosmic mother, and she is the source Shakti, and from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She is the source where the Big Bang and the black hole goes on. Parashakti is the main deity of the sacred feminine and the divine consort of Paramashiva. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has spoken elaborately on the worship of the Divine Mother and worshipping the Divine Mother Parashakti, and has himself practiced the Divine Mother and has practiced the worship of the Divine Feminine, the Shakta tradition, as one of the beautiful ways to attain, to express, to radiate enlightenment, and as a way to deeply connect to Devi Parashakti and request Devi Parashakti to manifest. Today, each and every one of you will be able to see for yourself the power of Devi Parashakti's words and how she has manifested. In the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in each and every one of us, there is an energy which constantly expresses and gives birth. That is the feminine energy. Parashakti, when you awaken the feminine consciousness in you, you radiate space, powers of Paramashiva, worshipping with and completion with the cosmic mother. Parashakti is a direct method to heal and complete your biomemory and all the associated needs and sufferings in your life and manifest the state, space, and powers of Paramashiva. Out of his extreme love and compassion, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting Devi Parashakti himself and gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving opinions, and healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. Now, during this program today, we will be delving into the revelations of Devi Parashakti. Every time she has graced us, Devi Parashakti has revealed so many profound truths, has answered the questions of so many hundreds of people. So what are exactly these Akashic readings which Devi Parashakti is revealing? As you might have thought before, Akashic readings are not a prediction. They are a reading from the cosmic archives. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. So in the dimension time only starts the past, present, and future. And because Akasha is the space beyond all of these, all of which the past, present, and future is already clearly recorded. Everything what you call has happened. Everything what you know is happening, and everything which is yet to happen, everything is clearly recorded. You just have to access those archives and pull out the file. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself does this as an expression of the most powerful energy of superconsciousness, and allows each and every one of us a chance to be able to rewrite our past, present, and future, and start manifesting the life that we want. Yes, and now let us be introduced to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, without whom we would not have this beautiful experience today. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of KAILASA, the macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived more than 17 kingdoms, and beginning with the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the KAILASA Shamala Pita Sarvagnipitam, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived this oldest Hindu papal state and monastic kingdom through the religious activities as well as the social spiritual activities led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in and around Madurai. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvagyapitam by the Guru Parampara at the age of 16 on the 24th of May 1994. You're seeing special photos taken for this occasion on the right-hand side, and founded the mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally at the age of 21. And founded Adi Kailasa Sarvagyapitam at the age of 24. As you can see here, the Bhumi Puja being done for the land of Adi Kailasa, which was then a forest and today a sprawling city. And declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarvagyapitam. And the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam from the age of 26 on the 31st of December 2004, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated. The reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvagyapitam from 2007. And coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvagyapitam at the age of 30. You can see here the great heritage of the Kashi Sarvagyapitam right next to the Manikarnika Ghat on the banks of the river Ganga, in a very, very special place for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now, as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is officially coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, largest apex monastic order, the youngest Mahamandaleshwar from the age of 35. And as well, coronated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Tanjavur Adinam and the Panchanadikulam Adinam, the Vedaranyam Adinam, and the Thiruvarur Adinam, which we will see the lineages of subsequently. But these Adinams are very old, ancient kingdoms that ruled over the land. They were the sovereign rulers and the sovereign governing bodies of the kingdoms of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and each one had a sovereign state associated to it. That and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is today reviving each and every one of these kingdoms in order to bring back, to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma and protect these ancient heritages. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coronated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Svargapuram Adinam and the Adipita Kolada Mutt, which was led by Sri Shantavina Mahaswamigal, who coronated the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in 2015. And in 2015, with the Ati Rudra Mahayaga, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders, where he was unanimously declared and revered as Bhagavan, as literally an incarnation of Paramashiva. Today, not only having revived this world heritage, but also revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in Hinduism. And leading the world's greatest Hindu nation with over 1 billion views, 1 billion lives enriched, and 1 billion lives enriched through various different digital media platforms, which continue to serve the world and serve as a hub for the Enlightenment ecosystem, serve as a hub for more and more people to be able to connect to Kailasa today. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has served more than 27 years of tireless initiatives, including free food bank, medical initiatives, and as well, women empowerment services, women empowerment initiatives. Now, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, and translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. These books are available for you to peruse through, for you to download and begin your journey, connecting with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through his teachings. With over 20 million copies of books sold, read, and downloaded all over the world, millions have been benefited, have been have been transformed with the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And over 10,000 hours of discourses, over 1 billion views on social media. And respected as a commentator of all the sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, and the Jain Sutras. And today, honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, not only having brought recognition, protection for Sanatana Hindu Dharma, but actively ensuring that on behalf of the 2 billion Hindus across the world, a voice for the persecuted Hindus who are still suffering an ongoing 5,000-year Hindu Holocaust are being represented and their story being heard by the international audience who would do justice to them. And acclaimed as the top 100 spiritually influential beings in the Watkins Mind Body Spirit magazine, as well as the reviver of the Sovereign Order of KAILASA, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and the Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora. The establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries. And the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa Enlightenment ecosystems, and the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvagna Pitas. So this brings us to a conclusion of this segment in today's program. We'll now be moving on into the next segment where we'll be witnessing one of the most unique contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the powers of Paramashiva. We'll be right back with you after a quick break.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Ready.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गहनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyanandam, welcome to today's Manifesting the Extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva and Parashakti. Today, as part of Power Manifestation Demonstration, the Parashakti Sakasha reading, we will be demonstrating and manifesting the powers of Paramashiva and presenting Paramashiva's space, state, and powers of Paramashivatva in all of us. In today's Power Manifestation, we are going to be looking into the Power Manifestation, which is seeing and reading with your eyes blindfolded. The Balasans, Nithyananda Yogis, the initial disciple of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, will now be demonstrating the powers of third eye and sharing with all the experience and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers which is awakened in us through Diksha initiation. In today's Baba Samaya Darshan, all of us will be receiving the initiation into third eye awakening and various other powers with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. We will be manifesting the following powers, which is the third eye, see with your eyes blindfolded. Third eye is the cosmic browsing center, which is located between the brows, which upon initiation, one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye, just as you do with your two eyes. So what are Shaktis? In the Vedagamas, which are the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary powers, the Shaktis. Shaktis are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental combination that you are divine, you need to manifest divine, and not you are man, you need to reach divine. The Shaktis expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection to the divine and high integrity with the Guru. The Shaktis are the source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. Siddhis are in the path of enlightenment. The Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation of the avatar. The Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent. Siddhis may divert you from the space of enlightenment. Paramashiva is a primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, the five cosmic acts of Shristi, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Throbhava, pulling out a delusion, Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. The Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is an 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced science. It was where the science of enlightenment and powers, Shaktis, was lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time in modern day, the Supreme Point of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at record-breaking pace never accomplished before. The knowledge and science of manifesting these Shaktis are passed on from one generation to the next through Diksha initiation by the enlightened Gurus. Supreme Pontiff Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiation in knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation. From the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra and Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita and Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham and Paramashivoham. So, how to awaken the divine Shaktis in us? Every ultimate truth, which is a jnana, mapped into your consciousness prajna, manifest as a possibility and power of every being prajnana.
Diksha is the
Now,
direct
that was a
transfer
short
of
video.
spiritual
What is
energy
Diksha? Which is
by an
the transfer
enlightened
of the
being
avatar to the
through
disciple.
look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi diksha vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422-03311.
The science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidence, which are called pramana. The Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. Apta Pramana, which are the experience and results of Aptas, or authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified the science. Atma Pramana, which are the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Pratyaksha Pramana, which are called the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for Hindus, where Vedas are the pure science and the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas, which are called the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva himself. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. A reference cited from the Shastra source scriptures is called Shastra Pramana. Let us now get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the power of third eye. We have the scriptural reference to manifest the power of third eye. Goes by Kapala antarmano nyasya tishtanmilitalochanaha kramena manaso dadyad lakshayed lakshamuttamam. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam, by having vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. Apta Pramana, where in Hindu Purana, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna initiated Arjuna in the power of third eye to behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. In the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form, is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye.
Inside and
Atma Pramana, which
outside
is Swamiji's
broke.
own words, the first experience that I was able to see everything around
The
me,
first
above me, the whole 360
experience that I
degrees,
was able to
10
see
directions,
everything
below me, everything. I
around
realized not
me,
only was able to see,
above
I was
me,
able to feel, experience
the
all of
whole
that as
three
me. Pratyaksha Pramana, which are called the study measures and comparing metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states. When you are doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located. When you are in the deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the brain is rest at peace. Sakshi Pramana, which are this rare sacred science of third eye awakening, is being made available for the humanity for the ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic state that surpasses all bounds of time, space, and matter. Swamiji is gifting this pure great science of third eye awakening along with spiritual sciences through initiation Diksha. Billions of people have been initiated by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. Let us now witness the live Sakshi Pramana, which is a demonstration of the power of third eye with the Balasans and Nithyananda yogis. Now we'll be entering the power manifestation demonstration, which is manifesting through your third eye and reading with your eyes completely blindfolded. Let us all connect ourselves in the space of oneness with Swamiji by chanting the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Taking a few moments, having Swamiji's presence in all of ourselves, manifesting all our reality as we want it, and manifesting the space and state and powers of Paramashiva. And when you manifest the powers of Paramashiva, you naturally experience the being and space of Paramashiva himself. By manifesting this power, you are holding a simple cognition Paramashiva is real and simple obedience to the Master Swamiji himself to allow and flow through you to manifest this power. In today's power manifestation demonstration, we're going to be looking into the different powerful cognitions, which is going to be read from Swamiji's books and transcript from his satsangs and books together, reading with your eyes blindfolded. So let us all witness and wait for this manifestation. Now, let us all take a few minutes and chant the Mahavakya along. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Life is a dream. What you see as reality is actually just a dream. When you awaken to this truth, it is a true knowledge. Then you relax. You are able to enjoy the dream because you know it is not reality. It's just like in the game of chess. The players themselves may not see the right move because they are involved in the game. But a watcher of the game will know the right move. It is because he is not involved, so he can easily enjoy the game and intelligently know the next move. When you feel hurt, understand you have a wound. Laughs, you think he is laughing at you. If somebody is friendly towards another person, you feel lonely and jealous of that person. Actually, you are just waiting for someone to hurt you. The jealousy you allow inside you is like a raw wood. Any action done with no intention to hurt you also touches the wound and hurts. Love is a quality inside you. It is not a limited quantity. It is an unending happening, overflowing from within you. It cannot be blocked by anything or anybody except you because it is your very nature. Overlove starts flowing. Overlove starts flowing. Jealousy and possessiveness and all that simply become non-existence. If you accept yourself just as you ate, just you as you are, you can accept others also as they are. So now, as you have read the 3 posts and the powerful cognitions from Swamiji, where he speaks of jealousy, greed, love, and how to, when somebody hurts you, how do you feel, and when you be with somebody else's feelings, how it is. All of this are to make you to live the perpetual space of completion, to live enlightenment and reach the space of Paramashivatva ultimately. So with this, we come to the conclusion of the power manifestation demonstration and the segment. By the end of today's Parashakti Sakashik reading, we'll be having the same guided power manifestation for teaching you and making you step by step to manifest the same powers of Paramashiva. Stay tuned for the next session after the short break. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam, welcome back to all the viewers as we are just concluding the demonstration of the powers of Paramashiva. And I hope that each and every one of you had the opportunity, were able to see for yourself the powers of Paramashiva. And I'd love to hear your comments, your experience, and hear if you understand the possibility that lies ahead of you, what Swamiji is literally reviving for each and every one of us. In the comments, we have Devaraju Josephaya, who is giving a message as well to Swamiji, and as well a prayer. I invite you, Aya, to become an e-citizen of Kailasa. Swamiji is giving so many things, so many contributions to the world, whether it is through yoga, the spiritual teachings, or whether it is the science, reviving the science of the most authentic food and the way of cooking the most authentic and most sattvic food, or whether it is the Aushadha sciences, or even the science of power manifestation. All of these are possible with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and wherever we are, we can live in these ecosystems. We can decide to create an ecosystem, or we can join an ecosystem near us. So I would love to guide you to become an e-citizen of Kailasa, and you can get and register for your passport. We also have Ma Sukha Yoga, who has donated towards the revival of Kailasa. She has given her donation, so thank you so much for your donation. And Iwa Anderson, who is saying Nithyanandam all, Nithyanandama, and thank you so much for joining each and every one of us right now for this program. Now we're going to be entering into the next segment, which is the introduction to Devi Parashakti. Today, we're going to be understanding a very unique aspect of what Devi Parashakti has revealed to the whole world, what Devi Parashakti has guided the whole world, guided humanity, and ensured that we are all graced with her compassion and the knowledge that she is giving us. We will be hearing directly from many devotees who have been graced with the presence, with the blessings of Devi Parashakti. Nowadays, all of our interactions are all on social media, and we're always continuously interacting with others on social media. Even we try to find our spouses, our loved ones, the one who we're supposed to spend the rest of our life with through a chat platform or through an online dating application. But today, now through Kailasa, you are able to use this platform and actually have a divine intervention and literally be able to interact with the divine cosmic beings in this platform. It's such a beautiful way. And just as our Puranas and, for example, the 64 Leelas of Sundareshwara are extolling the greatness of Sundareshwara and how he is answering prayers of devotees from across the world, and from across different backgrounds, from different ethnicities, different castes, and no matter their economic class, Sundareshwara had bestowed the blessings for any and everyone in his time. In that same way, the divine is manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, literally Parashakti, Sundareshwara, and Mahakala Bhairava, Bhagavan Sri Venkateshwara, everyone, in order to bring us more and more completion and answer each and every one of our prayers. So now let us enter into this segment where we're going to be introducing ourselves to Devi Parashakti, the one who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. There's a verse from the Lalita Sahasranamam which says, Nishkroda Kroda Shamani Nirloba Lobanashini Nishamshaya Shamshayagam Nirbhava Bhavanashini. It means, O Devi, the one who is without anger, who destroys the tendency to get angry, who is free from greed, who destroys greed in her devotees, who has no doubts, who effaces all doubts, who is not involved in the cycle of birth and death, and who frees devotees from the involvement in the cycle of death and birth. And the next verse here says, Nirvikalpa nirabada nirbeda bedanashini nirnasha mrityumatani nishkriya nishparigraha, which means Devi, who is without any modification as she is pure consciousness, who can never be sublated, who is beyond all differences, who destroys the fear of death, who is without involvement in action, who needs no gift as everything in the universe is hers. Such a beautiful verse that reminds us about the Devi who is bringing us from ignorance into the light. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, Parashakti, the cosmic mother, and it is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She is the source of the Big Bang and the black hole, the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power from which all of us came and which all of us are in right now, and all of us are going to merge. Devi Parashakti has revealed her own manifestation in her own words. We'll just be going over in a little bit as her act of extreme love, compassion. She is manifesting through the Nijavatara, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, gracing us in answering all of our questions and attending to our prayers, revealing the past, present, and future, and delivering profound spiritual truths, ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. Parashakti reveals, listen, humans, I am telling the truth. I will solve all sufferings. I will give all goodness. I will give bliss. I am the Paramashakti who blossomed as the four Vedas, as the four Padas of Agama, which is Charya, Kriya, Yoga, and Jnana. I am Ananda Swarupini, who does all the 5 jobs such as creation, maintenance, destruction, putting into delusion, and liberation. I am Paramashakti, who is sitting as part of Paramashiva. I am Parama Aushada, Swarupini, who gives Jnana Siddhi and Shakti to all Siddhas. Parashakti, Meenakshi, Amba Shambhavi, Chandramoli, Rapala, Aparana, Ananda Swarupini, blossoming as Dasamaha Vidya, filling as the Navadurga, being as the Ashtashaktis, living as the Saptamadhars, being as the 6 Kartika women, filled as the Panchashaktis, giving 4 Vedas, which are the best of all worlds, blossoming as the 3 Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, and being as 2, Parama Prakriti, and Parama Purusha. And Parashakti continues to reveal in eloquent words, being as Paramashiva Paramboral, which is beyond these 2, beyond 1, beyond 2, beyond anything that never existed, beyond any remembrance or forgetting, beyond form and formless. Paramashakti, who blossomed and blesses as Paramashiva, I came here to give all boons, to bestow all goodness, giving the 4 Purusharthas, which is Dharma, Artha, and Kama, and Moksha, giving the 4 Muktis, Salokyam, Samipyam, Sarupyam, and Sayujyam, giving all the goodness, giving good grace, giving complete punya, giving yoga along with jnana, to give all goodness. I came and blossomed here. Devi Parashakti guides us in so many different ways, and there is always a way, there's a tendency for us to miss what she is revealing. For that, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given us a beautiful technique to be able to transcend everything that we are going through and anything that hinders us from receiving Devi Parashakti. Swamiji beautifully explains, I wanted to give you one secret. Do this Panchabhuta Yoga whenever you want to ask any question to Devi and receive the answer. On that day, do this Panchabhuta Yoga, which means apply only the anthill mud on the body and take bath, not any other chemical. That is the earth element. Drink only water. Don't eat. Don't eat or drink anything other than water. And when you come for Parashakti Akashic reading, at least for a few hours, 10 hours, prepare yourself. Drink only water. The fire in your stomach should be allowed to burn without any food dumped on it. You pure fire. You can chant Omkara, intensify it, or Mahavakya or Ajapa Japa. But pure fire, no food, pure fire should be encouraged. Just be in the free air, open space, breathing the whole sky at least for a few hours before the session. Intensely unclutch to get the power of the space, Akasha. Akasha is the intense energy. So just like the other bhutas like earth, water, fire, air, the Akasha also is a pure consciousness, intelligence, living energy. Once you start unclutching, you manifest Akasha energy inside of you, in your consciousness. So do this Panchabhuta Yoga. Your questions will be surely answered immediately by Devi Parashakti. Intensify the Akashic energy, the Chidambara is Akashic space, and do this Panchabhuta Yoga and come to Parashakti Akashic reading. She will give you the boons you are asking and fulfill your prayers. Panchabhuta Yoga will make you receive this Parashakti's energy, prepare you to receive the Parashakti's energy. And Swamiji blesses each and every one of us to do this Panchabhuta Yoga. Now, we're going to be entering into the understanding the Akashic reading of Devi Parashakti. Having been introduced to Devi Parashakti, understanding her compassion, at least if we have just one glimpse, we know that Parashakti is not just giving answers for individuals, but guiding us as a whole, as a humanity. And there's so many different ways that she is extending herself to each and every one of us, answering all of our questions and attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, and delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. The answers that Devi Parashakti reveals from the cosmic archives are not just limited to individual or their past, present, and future, but out of her love for the entire humanity, Devi Parashakti also reveals for the global issues that humanity is trying to tackle, and in the process also revealing the future that lays forth for humanity as a whole. Today, let us delve into Devi Parashakti's revelations on the truths about Pitruloka and the death and liberation of souls. We're going to be breaking down one of Devi Parashakti's revelations, understanding it deeply and seeing for ourselves how we can apply it in our lives, how it applies in our lives, whether or not we know it, and how we can change our cognitions, transform ourselves in order to best live this truth in our lives.
சீனிவாசன் நன்றாய் புரிந்துகொள் உன்மூலம் உலகிற்கு மரணமும் பித்ருலோகமும் பற்றிய ரகசியங்கள் உரைக்கின்றேன். உனக்குள் இருக்கும் தசை நினைவு, சதை நினைவு, உயிர் நினைவு, உயிர் சக்தி, இவைகளுக்குள்தான் உன் பித்ருக்களின் எச்சமும் மிச்சமும் இருக்கின்றது. உனக்குள் பூரணத்துவத்தை முழுமையாய்ச் செய்து பித்ருக்களோடு பூரண நிலையில் இருந்து நீ இருந்த இடத்திருந்தே பிண்டதர்ப்பணமும் பித்ருதர்ப்பணமும் செய். அதுவே முறையான பிண்டதர்ப்பணம், முறையான பித்ருதர்ப்பணம். ஆதி கைலாசம் பித்ருதர்ப்பணம் செய்திட, முன்னோர்கள் சாந்தமடைந்திட 100 மடங்கு உகந்த இடம் உன் பழைய இருப்பு வீட்டை விட. இருப்பு வீட்டு பாசத்தை துறந்து நீ இப்பொழுது இருக்கும் என் வீடான ஆதி கைலாசத்து நேசத்தை வளர்த்துக்கொள். நல்வாழ்வு உனக்கும் அமையும் முன்னோர்க்கும் அமையும். உனை மனக்குழப்பத்தில் ஆழ்த்தும் மாமனுக்கு சொல், நித்யானந்தன் வந்துதித்த குலம் முன்னேழு பின்னேழு வடவேழு இடவேழு தலைமுறைக்கும். சாத்தமும் பிண்டமும் தேவையில்லை அடைந்தனர் முக்தி. நித்யானந்தன் நிஜாவதார சக்தி சாநித்தியத்தினால் கவலையும் இல்லை துக்கமும் இல்லை. அத்துணை பேர்க்கும் அன்னை பரமசக்தி அளித்தேன் முக்தி. அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
பூவாடக்காரி பொன்னழகி உனக்கு பொங்கலிட கிடைச்சது பாக்கிய எனக்கு.
Yes, Devi Parashakti is giving us a profound sacred secret into the truth about Pitrus. So let us see exactly what Devi Parashakti said. For those of us who don't understand, who are not familiar with Tamil, we can just see now Devi's revelations mapped into English. Devi answers, Srinuvasan, understand carefully. Through you, I am telling the secrets of death in the Pitruloka. For various Pitrus, for various reasons, are also based on their karmic deeds, are unable to find another body. They remain stuck in the Pitru form, in the form of the Pitru. The Pitrus have their own heavenly place to reside, and it is called Pitruloka to the world. The remains of your ancestors is there inside of your biomemory, your muscle memory, and your bioenergy. Do completion inside of you. Be in completion with ancestors and do the Pinda Darpana, rice ball offering to ancestors, and Pitru Darpana, the offering to ancestors from wherever you are. That is a proper Pinda Darpana and proper Pitru Darpana. 100 times more apt place to do the Pitru Darpana for ancestors to be in peace is the Adi KAILASA, more than your old living house. Drop the love for your old living home and develop love for my home, Adi KAILASA, in which you are living in now. Good life will happen for you and your ancestors. Tell your uncle who puts you into confusion, clan of Nithyananda up 7 generation, down 7 generation, right 7 generation, and left 7 generation. Everyone does not need the Shraddha, ancestral offerings, and Pindha, the rice ball offerings to the ancestors. They attained liberation in the presence of Nithyananda Nijavatar Shakti. There is no worry. There is no suffering for all of them. Mother Paramashakti, I gave liberation. Do not fear. Devi Parashakti's words here are so profound and moving for each and every one of us. Maybe some of you might not be able to understand it directly, especially if you haven't been familiar with the language Devi Parashakti uses and what the Supreme Quantum of Hinduism has taught over the last 27 years. So let us understand the terms which Devi Parashakti has given. First of all, what is biomemory, bioenergy, and what is muscle memory? Now we're going to be seeing the definitions of those terms, and it's a very, very important way to understand ourselves. If we understand ourselves as just a physical body or just our thoughts, emotions, we will not be able to comprehend and be able to solve most of our problems. The way that we understand and define terms in Sanatana Hindu Dharma is in itself a powerful cognition that allows us, enables us to jump to the higher levels of cognition about ourselves, life, and the universe. So let's understand what is biomemory, muscle memory, and bioenergy. Biomemory is all of your cognitions, which is the root cause for your instigations and reactions. All of that is what is stored in the biomemory. In the cognitions, which might be the root cause for your instigation and reactions, it might be something like, I am poor. If you think I am poor, anytime that money is demanded from you, or if you feel that you will most likely feel that money is an obstacle in many ways, because the cognition that we have, the instigation, the reaction that we have is rooted behind this first cognition about ourselves. The muscle memory, your actions, the patterns of your actions, all of that is what is in your muscle memory. And the method of your reaction is stored in the muscle memory. So to break it down, all of your cognitions are the what is stored in the biomemory. And the way that we react, the kind of way that we react, the way that we are responding to life, the way that we go about our life, even if we are every single morning, we have to have a cup of coffee without, and only then we'll even wake up. Even that is a part of your muscle memory. It's all ingrained in our muscle. And then finally, we have the bioenergy, the conscious frequency which operates in your body. So now we have understood all of these terms that Devi Parashakti had used. How does it apply to us? What does it mean? Especially Devi Parashakti having given us the sacred secrets of Pitruloka and death itself. How now does it matter if the Pitrus are somewhere and we are somewhere? What is the connection? And the even scientific community has started, just only now started to look into this field of which is called generational trauma, and see exactly what is happening over generations, how pain memories are passed down. And it's your ancestors, your parents, your grandmothers, your great grandfathers, your great grandfathers, and your great grandmothers, all of them, if they have certain pain memories, then it will accumulate inside of you. And despite you not knowing it, despite you not even having experienced it, you will still have the aftermath. You will still experience the aftermath of that pain. And this is trauma that isn't just experienced by one person, but extends from one generation to the next. It can be taught or implied throughout someone's life from an early age. And as many of us know, trauma does not affect only one person who has been through it. It will affect the whole family, the whole community, the people who are surrounding that one person or the source of the trauma. So let us take an in-depth look at the research to help us understand better about generational trauma and some of the ways that Devi Parashakti's words, the science of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which has lived for thousands of years, is now being studied in depth as a way to answer some of our most fundamental questions. So here we have an article from Psychiatric Times that is defining trauma for us. Trauma is trauma that affects one family member of a family system has the potential to fundamentally change the whole family structure. It threatens to erode the very foundation of a family unit, and family members may start to see each other as enemies. Trauma has the power to make or break a family. And this medical report shown below indicates the effects of generational trauma on children of those who suffered. So you can see here a report from on the intergenerational transmission of trauma through epigenetic mechanisms. And in this, it is talking about the effects of generational trauma and how one study reported that children of mothers exposed to childhood trauma, particularly emotional abuse, had higher sympathetic nervous system activation, which might be a marker for vulnerability to anxiety. And compared to children of mothers with low emotional abuse, an effect that remained significant after according for the maternal post-traumatic stress disorder. So what does this mean exactly? In this medical report, they're presenting to us an experiment where they had studied the children in two groups. On one hand, studying children who have mothers whose mothers have reported that they have been through some kind of emotional abuse, and in the other group, the children of mothers who had low emotional abuse, who said that they did not have any kind of emotional abuse, verbal abuse that they went through when they were children, or they have suffered in their life entirely. So when they studied these two groups, they saw that the children who were having mothers who were in the group, the first group, were more vulnerable to having symptoms of anxiety. That is what it's saying, which might be a marker for vulnerability to anxiety, meaning that the sympathetic nervous system activation is a way to indicate whether someone might be more inclined to being more anxious, to being a little bit more sensitive to the outer world, what's going on in the outer world, and have the habit of going in the negative direction, of starting to have negative thoughts about that, of starting to have physical reactions about that. That is what are the symptoms of anxiety. So these symptoms, these markers showed up more so in the children of mothers who had emotional abuse than the children of mothers who did not report to have it. So what does this mean? It shows us that what Devi Parashakti is saying. In our biomemory, muscle memory, and our bioenergy, there is a component which actually passes down trauma, which is actually sharing the pain memories between generations. And this starts to open a gateway of more and more questions. This study also explains that there is now a converging evidence supporting the idea that offspring affected by parental trauma exposures occurring before their birth and possibly even prior to their conception. So as we explore deeper into this topic, we will come to understand how biomemory, muscle memory, and bioenergy ties in with this research. Now, for anything to be passed down from generation to generation, it usually needs to be a part of our DNA. Our DNA is what is the common factor. It is, biologically even, what is replicating itself and duplicating itself and multiplying. It's where one becomes many. And the transmission of generational trauma from parent to child has been proven in such ways in various studies. In 2019, an experiment conducted on mice showed similar results as to what we had seen before. After the experiment was carried out, it was found that even mice, there were similarities in how generational trauma was passed down to offspring. So this is an article from Science Journal where it talks about similar SNC-RNA alterations. The presence of similar biomarkers suggests that comparable pathways are operating after trauma in mice and children. And other research and studies have confirmed the way in which transmission of trauma occurs, whether human or animal. In the article from Scientific American, it's showing and telling us exactly how fearful memories pass down to, excuse me. It's telling us exactly how fearful memories are passed down to mouse descendants. So it's saying that according to convention, the genetic sequences contained in DNA are only way to transmit biological information across generations. This is just what we had explained. And random DNA mutations, when beneficial, enable organisms to adapt to changing conditions. But this process typically occurs over many generations. So in this experiment, as published by Scientific American, it is delving into some of these exact same things about fearful memories. what Devi Parashakti revealed about Pitruloka, which is referred in our scriptures thousands of years ago, is exactly what this article is telling. What scientists are now only able to start the experimentation and finding solutions for is what our ancestors have found solutions for, have understood in a more clear way. And today, Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, of course, is mapping that what the science of the Hindus, sciences from our Hindu scriptures, how it's mapping to our understanding and how we can understand this in order to apply it more deeply in our lives. Yes, we can. And not only this, we have seen that it's not just one person, but also within cultures and ethnicities that generational trauma exists. Research and development has progressed greatly and now recognizes that even within cultures, this generational trauma exists. It has long been recognized that the experiences of parents and ancestors influence future generations. Practices and rituals function to transmit historical knowledge and experience across generations. And we have seen this, how generational trauma is experienced within ethnicities, even within the African American populations, the Native American populations, and of course, even within Hindus across the world, where the trauma and the pain memories that the previous generation have gone through are in some way affecting us today. And today, what is the solution that modern science is giving us? So far, we have been able to identify a problem where the generational trauma exists. We're able to see that it is tangible, it is something that actually exists. And today, modern science offers therapy as a primary way in which people can tackle generational trauma. So generational trauma, as you can see here, is tackled through therapy, parent and children therapy, through family therapy, and so many other ways, which many psychiatrists and people are prescribing in order to attend to this generational trauma, and are having their own ways to diagnose as well that it is a generational trauma. And from time immemorial, Hinduism, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, has done vast research and development in this field. Not only identified the root cause of this, but also has a solution, which is being practiced in every Hindu family till date. So let us see what Hinduism reveals about what happens after death. This understanding about what happens after death gives us a little bit more of an understanding about how trauma is passed on, how we choose our births, and how Pitrus affect us indirectly and directly. Yes, sorry for the technical glitch. We'll be right back with understanding a little bit more about generational trauma and the Pitruloka. And I invite each and every one of you right now, you can take a few minutes to like, subscribe, and follow on the different social media platforms. You can ensure that you are becoming a member of the YouTube channel where there are more than 7,000 videos, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and where Swamiji has delivered, has ensured that each and every one of us have a way to connect to the super conscious energy, to him at any point in time. And you can do this through watching the discourses on various truth solutions for your everyday problems, including anger, greed, perhaps depression of success, or relationship problems, whatever you might be going through at the moment. You can find a solution through the YouTube channel. And as well, you can also watch the beautiful sacred darshans of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can see the very intimate casual sessions with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism during programs, just answering questions in a very unique way for each and every one of us to understand intensely the truths of Sanatana Hindu Dharma in a way that we ourselves can understand it. And also, you can be able to have the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and get the live notifications of when live darshan is happening, and make sure that you don't miss a darshan whenever it is happening. And I understand that there could be so many times that we miss darshan and we're frustrated. If you make sure that your notification is on and you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can make sure that you don't miss darshan when it's happening. So yes, now let us resume. And we're going to be understanding a few sacred secrets on death. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been revealing on death, has been giving us sacred insights into this powerful phenomenon that happens in every one of our lives since the beginning of Swamiji's mission. Giving us an understanding about death, of course, is one of the ways that in all religions we are understanding life in the universe. And the way that Hinduism cognizes and gives cognition, powerful cognition about death, is one of the secrets behind why we have one of the largest and richest Hindu civilizations. So let us see now what is the secrets behind death. So it is explained in Hinduism that when a person dies, first his soul leaves the physical body, then it moves to the subtle body. They call it the Sukshma Sarira. In the Sukshma Sarira, it stays for 3 kshanas, the gap between two thoughts. Then you can decide whether to take the human body or to stay without the body, or whether to become enlightened and relax and liberate yourself. Or you can even take any other type of janma. You'll be able to choose because you have the freedom, you are relaxed. So for example, if you, even in our lives today, if we are in a hurry, if we're stressed out, and we suddenly have to make a decision, can we spend a large amount of money immediately? What is going to be our reaction? Are we going to make this decision in a powerful, peaceful, and productive way? Or are we going to make it in a haphazard way, a hurried way that might produce more consequences than we had even expected? And I'm sure many of us know the answer. If we are hurried, if our inner space is cluttered and we're not feeling peaceful and complete with our reality, we will not be able to make a decision in a relaxed way. In the same way as when we die, in those moments, we don't have time at all to think. We have 3 microseconds only in order to ensure we're making the next decision. And after that, for the next 100 years, we're bound to those decisions. So we will choose in a very haphazard way what birth we should take. And sometimes it might just be, okay, whatever we come, what is the first thought, we just say we go ahead with it. And just like that we choose, and just like that we go ahead. However, if we are having a complete and untouched state, if we are restful, if we have practiced Nirvikalpa Samadhi and been in that beautiful state of restful awareness, of unclutching, then that 3 microsecond, the kshana becomes longer. And they even say that rishis and the ancient scientists of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the kshana for them will be maybe even 1,000 years, because the gap between one thought and another thought will be even that long. But for most of us, how long is it? It is just 3 microseconds. Every single moment we're having thoughts. And for us, we might not even be aware, but we are having an inner chatter inside of us. And so that directly affects how we live, how we are live, and not only live, but how we are deciding after we stop living, after we die as well, and how our consciousness is choosing the next life that we want to live. If we have lived a peaceful life, we will have time to look into our complete samskara structure. We will see and analyze what we have been through, where is our goal, what is the goal that we have, and we'll try to align our next life to the purpose that we have in order to fulfill. And we will be able to see how we live life and how we need to align ourselves more. Now, for whatever reason, excuse me, for whatever reason, many souls are not able to move to the next body for some reason or another. And they are the souls that reside in the Pitruloka. The last rites are done in order to liberate the soul, to give a good farewell. And actually, if you're a person continuing, especially when you have lost a loved one and you continue to bother about them, you continue to grieve about them, the soul also cannot continue in their journey. Whenever we have something that is stuck inside of us, we will not be able to continue the journey. It is a farewell we're giving to that soul. And basically just saying that, yes, you have lived with us, it's really great. Now it is time you can carry on with your life. And even though we're not able to digest it right now, we respect your decision. And sometimes ancestors, based on their karmic deeds, may or may not be able to find the next body. Then they remain stuck in the form of Pitru. The Pitrus have their own heavenly place, world to reside in, and it is called the Pitruloka. So these are the direct words of what Devi Parashakti has said recently. And offering libations of water and still to the Pitrus, the deceased parents and ancestors, to satisfy and elevate them to higher spiritual planes, is called Pitru Dharpana. This Pitru Dharpana is done to give a beautiful farewell or to release the soul from bondages. This is one of the solutions from Sanatana Hindu Dharma that they have given. They have given such a, that they have, our Vedic rishis knew the science that even in our very DNA, the painful memories are being passed down. So they had given a solution through this ritual of Pitru Dharpana, which will ultimately help us complete us and complete our Pitrus. And ultimately, our responsibility is to release the soul from all bondages. It is our responsibility as we are living now, and we are affected by pain memories that we have inherited from them. So we have a responsibility to liberate our Pitrus, to offer this Pitru Dharpana. It's very important that every Hindu has, and every Hindu is offering this Pitru Dharpana. And it is a responsibility even for us now to ensure that Hindus, the next generation of Hindus, is knowing this procedure, is well aware of the context behind it, and is going to promises to offer the Pitru Dharpana for the previous generation. Otherwise, when we ourselves are dying, when we ourselves are leaving this body, we will ourselves go through more, we will ourselves not be able to go on into the next birth and be stuck in Pitruloka. Hinduism offers solutions, and one of these solutions is just what we discussed, the Pitru Dharpana and the Shraddha ritual, and the other solution is the Maheshwara Puja. So let's take a look at these solutions. And So far, we have understood generational trauma, what it is. We have seen that it's actually a tangible thing. Many institutions, many researchers, psychologists, psychiatrists are recognizing that generational trauma is something that affects our body. That is something that is affecting our lives right now. But what is the solution? Are we having a proper solution in our lives? The solution offered by Hinduism is these two, the Shraddha ritual and the Maheshwara Puja. So let's now look at these in a little bit more detail. We're going to start with the Shraddha ritual. Let's beginning with the Shastra Pramana. Here is the Shastra Pramana from the Atha Shaiva Shraddha Vidhi, where it says the ceremony which is now told is known as the Shaiva Shraddha, and this type of ceremony is to be done for those who have been blessed with Nirvana Diksha. For the persons who had the Samyam or the Putrikas, another type of ceremony known as Rudra Shraddha is to be performed. In this kind of ceremony, the names of the Pitru Devas are Rudra, Skanda, and Ganadisha, and the names of the Vishnu Devas are Chanda and Mahakala. For other initiated persons, Laukika Shraddha is to be performed. In this type of Shraddha, the names of the Pitru Devas, Brahma, Vishnu, and Isha, and the names of the Vishnu Devas are Surya and Yama. For all kinds of Shraddhas, 5 persons are to be invited. Out of these kinds of Shraddhas, Shaiva Shraddha, which is done with the employment of Shiva mantras, is extolled to be the supreme purifier. So this is the Shastra Pramana for the ritual of Shraddha. And as it says, the Shaiva Shraddha is among the best, is the best way that you can offer this ritual in order to bring completion to all of the departed souls. The Shraddha ritual is just one of the solutions that Hinduism offers. Another offering that you can do that is a solution for what we discussed today is the Maheshwara Puja. And today, next, we're going to be seeing a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja and how it is one of the most simplest, easiest blessings of the avatar that each and every one of us can do, even now, even today. The next upcoming Maheshwara Puja, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is going to be conducting is on December 19th. And each and every one of you has a possibility to complete with all of your ancestors, complete the pain memories inside of us that is hindering us from a breakthrough in our lives because of the pain memories that we have inherited in some way or form. Once again, inviting all the viewers right now, you can go ahead and subscribe, like on all the social media platforms, and make sure that you're staying tuned to all the notifications that are coming in from social media as the next upcoming Maheshwara Pujas, and the offerings are going to be announced in these platforms where you can join and how you can join. So let us now understand a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja. Maheshwara Puja allows for the liberation of ancestors and is offered to the souls who are no longer alive, so they can rest in eternal peace. The real peace that any soul can experience is enlightenment. And the avatar is the main focal point of this Maheshwara Puja, the one who conducts, the one who offers the Maheshwara Puja. So he's literally liberating these souls, and through the liberation, so much of completion happens, not just to that soul, but also for you, and you can manifest a breakthrough in your life. Now we're going to be seeing a video where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, during a very beautiful session with all different participants of Inner Awakening, has answered the questions of many different people and has given insight into the Maheshwara Puja, how it works, and how it can be completely beneficial in our lives. So let us watch the video and understand deeply about Maheshwara Puja with the powerful cognitions given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself.
Nithyananda.
Go ahead, ma.
Swamiji, I just wanted to share something. This is not a question, but I actually went to Badrinath to Brahmakapala to do the Shraddha, to do the Pinda Tarpana for my ancestors a few years ago. They told me I cannot do it because I'm a female, and you have to be a male, and you have to be the eldest son in the family. So they have a lot of restrictions. So it's not very easy to do those, and I think the Maheshwara Puja, it's just we sit right here and it just happens. We don't have to worry about, and nowadays the roads are not even accessible very easily to these places.
No, not only that. You see, listen, in that rituals, in the 13, anything related to the dana women can do, like a godana, budana, swarnadana, vastradana, annadana and all. Rituals, basically women are not allowed to do in the later days of Hinduism. The post-Shankara time, all rituals were banned for women. That is the reason this rule came. Okay. But originally in the Upanishads and Vedic period, there are records, women doing Shraddha and even last rites. There are tons and tons of records and enough of records. And even the Shraddha mantra, in Shraddha mantra, where the priest asks the person who is giving Shraddha to hold the rice and the til, he addresses male and female. Please understand, he addresses masculine and feminine. And there are at least few places we have enough references and enough of evidence where women were asked to give Shraddha and participate in the rituals. Now what you are saying that in Badri it is not happening is just the recent times, maybe last 600, 700 years, the male chauvinistic. That is the reason the Shraddha was stopped for women. You guys take this reference and go and do Shraddha in Badri and tell them, my Guru is Mahamandaleshwar, he has given this reference. You tell whether this sutra is right or wrong.
Yes, Swamiji.
Is this sutra original? Is this mantra original?
Yes.
He says, yes, it is original. Then allow me to do Shraddha. That's all.
Yes.
Swamiji, Pitru Doshat Kaga Pandra Puja, Maheshwara Puja is the same?
Yes, it's one and the same.
Swamiji, what if we don't have any photos or any birth time?
No, I cannot do Maheshwara Puja. You have to have either birth chart or the photo. Without that, I won't be able to offer.
Swamiji,
go ahead.
While in Kailash, with you, we paid the tarpana, whatever
Then I think that's enough.
That's enough. Second is, when you say they will be relieved of all the, after the Maheshwara Puja, relieve of all the karmas. I thought it's only the incompletion.
Well, all your karmas are actually incompletion.
Even the past life?
Yes. Okay. Even the need for breathing is an incompletion.
No, but my question is this. In the present life, there are the incompletions, let's say. But the karma is also from the previous life with somebody else.
In the past life incompletions only, you bring it as a karma in the present life also.
With the same soul?
May not be same souls, but the carrier is the same soul. Na? See, for example, past life you would have had a fight with your husband. This life you may be having a fight with your wife. But the pattern is same in as far as the recording inside as a karma.
Right, but it's like my father. I might have incompletions which I took care of in Kailash.
That's all, that's enough.
Right, but his previous Jalma, what happens to that?
I say, when in the Kailash, when we gave Shraddha and all, whatever is other baggage he has, that also will melt down because we have given it in an elaborate way. Don't worry.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, you said 13 days, within 13 days if you give do Shraddha, the soul which is born will get released of all the karmas. And suppose he has taken another birth, and within that 13 days if we do the Maheshwara Puja, he will, in another body he will get enlightened and leave the body as well, or?
No, he will leave the body and he will not have karma. He will not take another one body, which means enlightenment.
Okay, but that life
No, that body which he has taken itself will be dead.
Okay.
The child will be dead within maybe 4 or 5 days.
Even if it's a healthy baby, the moment you have done Maheshwara Puja,
So, the milk he drank, he will digest for 3-4 days and that's all.
How about the incompletion that the parents have towards the
Each soul is an individual soul and their journey matters. They will have another one kid, that's all. The individual soul's journey is more important than any relationship related thing. That comes as first priority. Second only this.
Swami, ஒரு சின்ன சந்தேகங்க. What happens if the 13 days passes away?
If the 13 days is passed, I won't be able to liberate that child immediately. The further accumulation of the karma and the incompletions can be reduced. Life will be better without the influence of this load. That's all. But immediately the child cannot be liberated and all.
So if something happens, we have to do it within 13 days.
Soul will leave the body. It will not take one more birth. I'll cut the U-Haul service. Not only that, even if the road when I am traveling, if a dead body is being taken, that's all. Anything falls into my breathing space, even without knowledge, by accident, means when I am driving, there is an accident in the road and the body is still there, means over. That fellow is liberated. He can't have one more body. Because the U-Haul service will be disconnected. My breathing space is such, all U-Haul service will be disconnected. Means the karma carrying umbilical cord will be disconnected. So that cannot survive in my breathing space.
So Swamiji, all the bodies that when we are sitting in Manikarnika Ghat,
whole thing is liberated. Whole thing is liberated. Yes. All these fellows are liberated.
At least 40-50 were there.
More than that.
Swamiji, when I was in Hardwar, there was a sadhu who was on the bridge, and I put some money under his coat, or his blanket, and I realized that night that he was dying. So I went back the next day, and I checked on him, and he was almost dead. And when I put the mala, I took off my mala, and I put it on the top of his head. He shuddered, and he died.
It is good. It means you liberated him. You helped him to free. You put him in connection with me before he was dead. That's good. Go ahead.
Swamiji, you said the souls, even as long as they're in their breathing space, they get liberated. So does that mean it only can happen in your physical presence around your breathing space?
No. In my physical presence happens. When I connect with them also, that they become part of my physical presence.
Okay, so Swamiji, let's say we have a deity which has been done prana pratishtha or your paduka which represents your presence there. So if
that will not be able to have such a strong radiation over a human being because that being has to connect with it.
Okay.
In my case, he doesn't need to connect. I myself can be actively involved in it. A deity will not actively involve. It will only wait passively and whoever comes will be gracing. The Markandeya was active. So that person who is dying, if the person is active, the deity can do the job. Go ahead. Where?
Swamiji, if a person does suicide in your physical space, then?
No. if a person commits suicide, even in my physical presence, I will not be able to help. Because it is a abusal. You are fighting against God. When you asked and He gave you the body and you destroying it is directly fighting against the cosmos. So nobody can help you.
Swamiji.
Nobody can help the person who commits suicide, even in my physical presence.
Swamiji, even animals assume a new body within 3 seconds other than human beings.
No. Animals, when they evolve only, they assume a human body. That also happens within 3 seconds.
Swamiji, if the body wants to, if the soul, which has been born in a new baby, if you have liberated it, if it still wants to hold on to a body, get a new body?
No, it won't want to. When the karma baggage is not there, it will feel free and just jump out. Who wants to be inside the body when there is no karma baggage?
Swamiji, how is it then with enlightened babies getting born? Babies, enlightened children getting born, they don't have karma, right? So why do they keep their body?
No, that is incarnations. It's not that. Normally all the children are born enlightened. No.
They need karma to retain the body.
Yes.
Swamiji, in the back.
Even in our end pregnancy, we bring a possibility for enlightenment more. Babies themselves are not completely enlightened. The possibility for enlightenment is more. And they are brought up in such a way that when they grow up, they will become enlightened. That's not that they are already enlightened when they assume the body. Next.
Swamiji, I already done the Maheshwara Puja through Swamiji to my parents. Still I want to do one more time. Can I do?
That is up to you. You can.
Thank you.
Swamiji here. In the presence of energized padukas or deity or any object, if the person is leaving the body, can it be? Will it become
See
less
what
painful?
I am saying? No. That person, if he actively connects with me, I can do, but not that his feeling connection doesn't exist. See, when it happens in my physical presence, that person's active connection is not required. I will do the active job. But in the Padukandal, that person has to be actively connecting it.
Will it be less painful for the?
Surely. Not only less painful, even liberation can happen.
Thank you so
if
much.
that person is actively connecting.
Thank you.
Swamiji, the children who they die within a day or two of their birth, that means are they getting liberated or they will be?
Yes, they will get liberated.
Within 13 days, because as you said that karma
they
baggage.
They won't have the karma baggage.
Okay.
So immediately liberation only.
Okay. Thank you.
Swamiji, I wanted to share one experience. When I did my first Maheshwara Puja for my dad, since my dad died about 10-15 years ago, I didn't do any tarpana. That was a deep guilt in me that I should have done, but I didn't do. But that was an opportunity to perform the Maheshwara Puja. When I did the Maheshwara Puja and when you put your food in your mouth, I felt that something dropped from me, a huge weight. I physically, it was like a gross feeling that something left me. Because I had doubt also. How could this be liberating my dad and all that I was having? Because only 3 kshanas you need for you to take the next body. Since he died about 15 years ago, how could that happen? And all those things was running in my mind. When I did that, I felt that this was more than what I would ever imagine to do. Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, one more question. Do the karmic laws affect incarnations the same way as they affect human beings?
No.
So incarnation can never accumulate bad karma?
No. It doesn't touch me.
Oh.
Then?
I don't know, I'm just asking because some people thought you face so much harassment and all that is not because of any bad karma.
Now you are also harassing me, what can I do? That is not because of my bad karma. I decided to be patient and answer you, that's all.
I have a question about in medicine, assisted suicide. Is that Like, is that also bad? Like,
Yes, suicide is bad in every angle. The Vedic tradition, Hinduism does not accept suicide in any form.
so even if the person's like suffering, you shouldn't do that.
Even if the person should be kept alive with all possible available scientific inventions, discoveries as long as possible.
And if
Doctors should not do euthanasia,
yeah,
mercy killing. Doctors should not do. At least for all my disciples, I tell you guys, even if you do mercy killing, you will be prosecuted for murder in the cosmos.
okay, all right,
So never ever do that.
okay.
Never ever do that. Yes. All doctors, please do not, never encourage mercy killing. Never be part of the mercy killing. Don't even be a passive partner in that mercy killing process. Cosmos records it as a murder. So even if your country law accepts, cosmic law doesn't accept, so you step aside. You tell them, my religion does not agree with this. For religious reason, I will not approve or encourage, be part of it. You be very clear about it and step aside. It is straight murder. It is straight murder. Nothing can be done. If somebody is attempting suicide, that will be hanging as a ghost forever till that natural time of moving to the next body comes. Accident, he will not have suffering because he is not destroyed himself.
I'd like to participate in this Swamiji in the puja, but I won't be able to sit on the floor. Is it all right for me to sit on the chair?
You see, it's a Shraddha, it's a ground ritual where the food is supposed to be spread on the floor and offered. That is why.
Okay, thank you.
Sitting on the floor will be as important as I need a photograph.
Can I offer the puja to my husband's grandparents who I've never met?
Whom you never met. Yes, yes, you can offer.
I had two questions. One, is there a Hindu position on organ transplants, lung transplant, heart transplant?
The Hinduism is very clear, it accepts organ transplants.
Okay. Second, what about hospice care? If a patient is dying and wants to just take
hospice care is accepted in Hindu tradition, it is encouraged.
Okay, thank you.
As much as possible, the patient should be kept alive.
Swamiji, how about aborted life?
Aborted life. Actually, life enters only when the baby is coming out of the mother's womb. In that 3 seconds only life enters. When the baby tastes this prana, the breathing, the breath of the world, only at that time life enters. So inside the heart beating and all is an extension of mother's heart, mother's life.
Thank you.
In one body, please understand, inside one body, two lives cannot exist.
Swamiji, there is a condition of newborn baby where the kidneys are not developed, so the lung is also not developed. So the baby is put on the breathing machine support, and the whatever 24 to 30 hours the baby was there on the support. So there is not a clear, we were unable to see whether even adding a blood pressure support medication for a low BP, whether will prolong the baby's life or not, because the lung is not developed, so the baby is going downhill on the breathing machine support, which is considered maximum for the breathing aspect.
So you have done everything best and then baby dies, no problem. But anywhere you lack, it is murder. That's all.
We were not sure at the time whether even adding the blood pressure support medicine.
No, what I am saying, you had certain medical intelligence. With that, honestly, you supported only life.
Okay.
That's all.
Sure.
There ends.
Swamiji, one more question. The brainstem death which we certify.
Even then, the body should be kept as much as possible.
Because after the group of specialists certify the brainstem death, they actually withdraw the breathing machine support and all the medications. So, is it considered?
Even that should not be done.
Okay.
Till the heart settles by itself.
Okay.
Should be supported.
So brainstem death is not considered a natural...
No,
Okay.
it's not death.
Okay, thank you.
It's only a type of a karana sharira, the coma, causal coma.
Yes. As you can see, Swamiji has given us beautiful cognitions about Maheshwara Puja, has answered many of our questions, many of our pressing questions that we all are wondering about our loved ones after they leave the body. And I'm sure many of you across the world are going through a similar situation right now, perhaps having lost a family member, a loved one right now, and due to the circumstances, to the global pandemic, this is the best way that you are having and achieving completion inside of yourself and for the soul of the lost one as well. So many of us across the world are literally, even though we are isolated, we are not alone. And how much we are grieving, how much we are suffering due to the negativity that is pervading our planet. And it is at this time that Devi Parashakti has been revealing the profound sacred secrets, has been guiding us as a whole and giving us solutions. This is the most precious time, at least for each and every one of us, to harbor sentiments for transformation more than our negativity and the mistakes, the guilt, the suffering that we hold about our past. And we can complete each and every one of these, especially when it comes to the departed souls, our ancestors, spirits, and departed souls. All of this through the Maheshwara Puja. In this next segment, we'll be learning a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja, about liberating our ancestors, the Puranic tales, the Puranic historical references of how our rishis have liberated ancestors, and what we can do today with the blessings of the avatar in order to liberate the souls of our ancestors and our loved ones. Now, we're going to be entering into the next segment and learning a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja. Let's remind ourselves what Devi Parashakti had revealed on the 14th of June 2021 for the Pitruloka.
சீனிவாசன் நன்றாய் புரிந்துகொள், உன்மூலம் உலகிற்கு மரணமும் பித்ருலோகமும் பற்றிய ரகசியங்கள் உரைக்கின்றேன். உனக்குள் இருக்கும் தசை நினைவு, சதை நினைவு, உயிர் நினைவு, உயிர் சக்தி, இவைகளுக்குள்தான் உன் பித்ருக்களின் எச்சமும் மிச்சமும் இருக்கின்றது. உனக்குள் பூரணத்துவத்தை முழுமையாய்ச் செய்து பித்ருக்களோடு பூரண நிலையில் இருந்து நீ இருந்த இடத்திருந்தே பிண்டதர்ப்பணமும் பித்ருதர்ப்பணமும் செய். அதுவே முறையான பிண்டதர்ப்பணம், முறையான பித்ருதர்ப்பணம். ஆதி கைலாசம் பித்ருதர்ப்பணம் செய்திட, முன்னோர்கள் சாந்தமடைந்திட 100 மடங்கு உகந்த இடம் உன் பழைய இருப்பு வீட்டை விட. இருப்பு வீட்டு பாசத்தை துறந்து நீ இப்பொழுது இருக்கும் என் வீடான ஆதி கைலாசத்து நேசத்தை வளர்த்துக்கொள். நல்வாழ்வு உனக்கும் அமையும், முன்னோர்க்கும் அமையும். உனை மனக்குழப்பத்தில் ஆழ்த்தும் மாமனுக்கு சொல், நித்யானந்தன் வந்துதித்த குலம் முன்னேழு பின்னேழு வடவேழு இடவேழு தலைமுறைக்கும். சாத்தமும் பிண்டமும் தேவையில்லை, அடைந்தனர் முக்தி. நித்யானந்தன் நிஜாவதார சக்தி சாநித்தியத்தினால் கவலையும் இல்லை, துக்கமும் இல்லை. அத்துணை பேர்க்கும் அன்னை பரமசக்தி அளித்தேன் முக்தி. அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
பூவாடக்காரி பொன்னழகி உனக்கு பொங்கலிட கிடைச்சது பாக்கிய எனக்கு. மீன்கார வீடெங்கும் மீன் வாசம் இருக்கும். அடி மீனாட்சி நீ வந்தா நீ
Yes. Now let's move on. Let's see some of the deeper insights into what Devi Parashakti revealed. Just by being a part of Nithyananda clan, which Devi Parashakti says, Devi has blessed 7 generations of our ancestors to be liberated. Maheshwara Puja is Hinduism's most ancient ritual prevalent even today. The rituals is offered in the memory of a person who is no more. And Maheshwara Puja is offered by the loved ones of the deceased to bring intense completion. And during the Maheshwara Puja, incarnation is complete with the departed souls. But Maheshwara Puja instantly bestows the performer with peace, completion, emotional relief to smoothly recover from the trauma of the loss of a loved one. Completion means living and acting without any hangover of the past, words, actions, or memories. When you are in completion, you will remember past incidents and actions, but they will no longer have the power to cause pain or anger or guilt in you anymore. During the Maheshwara Puja, your request for completion is offered in the form of bhiksha, or food to the avatar incarnation as per Hinduism. And only the avatar can trace the departed soul in the cosmos and relieve both you and that being, departed soul, of incompletions. There's a verse from the Manusmriti which says that the departed souls eagerly await completion. And it says that the departed souls wait eagerly for the completion through the food and water during the Mahalaya Paksha, which is a fortnight of departed souls. There's a time in the Hindu calendar called the Mahalaya Paksha, which is especially a time when the Pitrus are yearning, waiting for completion. And at this time, if you complete with them and you offer this Pinda Tarpana, it is very auspicious time. They can bring and bestow so much of auspiciousness, because literally it's at this time the Pitrus are waiting for the completion. And there's several different places where you can offer farewell for completion with ancestors. One of the places is the Bodh Gaya in Gaya, where Buddha became enlightened, where Bhagavan Vishnu's feet are worshipped. The place is well known for the energy of the Pinda Shraddha for completion with departed souls. And the other places are Bhadri and Bhadrikashram, where Bhagavan Kaila himself receives Brahma Kapala, holding Brahma's skull, and receives a pinda and offers it to Bhagavan Vishnu on our behalf. The next place is Manas Sarovar in KAILASA in the Himalayas. So these 3 places are where you can offer the completion. But the biggest completion that you can offer is with the avatar. The avatar is said to be equivalent of all 3, Brahma Kapala, Kalabhairava's body, and Vishnu's feet. Now, we'll be understanding more about the significance of Maheshwara Puja, seeing how you can offer and what it can do in your life after a quick break.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive, somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to KAILASA, it's okay. KAILASA can come to you. KAILASA coming to you is KAILASA. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. KAILASAs, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. the spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet, guys. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become KAILAShians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
KAILASA is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. KAILASA is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything.
Yes, welcome back to all the viewers after that quick break. Now, we understood a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja. We saw the significance of it in at least how it's so significant that the avatar is literally offering completion on our behalf. And if it so happens that the departed soul has already taken the next birth, by offering Maheshwara Puja, you will be able to relieve them with their karmas, and suddenly the soul starts progressing in their journey, wherever he needs to progress. The ritual is like completion at both ends, on your side and the side of the departed soul. It is literally a blessing of an incarnation when he sits and accepts the Maheshwara Puja. And each and every one of us have this blessing today that we can literally make use of, that we can literally have by offering the Maheshwara Puja. So, and I invite each and every one of you to also be able to make your offering and be able to be a part of this Maheshwara Puja. The next one is coming up on December 19th, and you'll be able to participate in the Maheshwara Puja, the upcoming Maheshwara Puja. Now, We also have so many different people who have shared how they've experienced such tremendous breakthrough after the offering of Maheshwara Puja. As Devi Parashakti revealed, there's always something inside of us, in our biomemory, our muscle memory, and our bioenergy that is in some way hindering us, that is in some way connected to the Pitruloka. So wherever they are feeling stuck, wherever they are stuck is also where we are stuck as well. And it is connected in this way. And as well, when we complete and when we offer the Maheshwara Puja, we also literally will be able to experience that breakthrough in our lives as well. And there are so many countless number of sharings on how exactly people have manifested a breakthrough from nowhere at all, just through the offering of Maheshwara Puja. And next, we'll be just watching one of the stories, one of the lives of the people who have been transformed by this Maheshwara Puja and who manifested a breakthrough just with the completion with the ancestors.
Nithyanandam. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share a few words about Swamiji, about my association with Swamiji. I think back in 2008 or 9, I landed up on a YouTube video of Swamiji. And ever since that time, I think I could not even stop watching the videos because of the effect they had. It just basically opened up worlds of wisdom that is based on Hindu scriptures. And in general, basically, I did have some gurus and some masters alongside my journey, and I think I was looking for answers for several of my growing years. But the moment I saw Swamiji and I got associated to his teachings via YouTube, I think almost that settled a lot of things in me, and I know that I don't need to look for anything else. Then I started being associated with Swamiji in one way or the other, by just being a part of several of the programs, and also meeting him in person. Back in the day, Swamiji used to offer programs that we could actually sit at his feet and learn from the master. So I was exposed to that teachings back in something like 2014 or so. I think I did my first IA as well, and just before that, a few years before that, the several impossibilities started breaking. They made no sense to me because basically I used to keep some limitations and not attempt anything. And even though I knew that there was some potential in me, I could not have the courage. I could not have the mindset to attempt. The moment Swamiji showed a path in several programs and opened up several energy centers through direct initiation and also the teachings, I started looking for solutions. First time, I think after IA, I remember that he blessed me with a job, and he said, "Oh, you did not get a job still? Okay, by this date you will get it." And I could not believe that just the day he mentioned, though this job was supposed to happen, it happened just on the day that Swamiji mentioned and with the highest payment. So back in the day, I was a little bit worried about the money part and all that. So and after that also I started exploring my other opportunities. which I've kept in the background and was not attempting. So I bought a franchise. Several things that I wanted to do earlier in my life started opening up, and my relationships and several other areas. I remember in one of the IAs, I actually met with an accident, and Swamiji literally took care of me as a baby for about a few weeks, and I was completely, everyone around me was surprised how I handled it so well. I mean, I said it's not because of me, because I knew that Swamiji was working in the background to handle that. It was one of the spinal injuries, so pretty serious in the normal context, but the way I could come out of it, and I'm absolutely very well functioning in health. And recently I performed Maheshwara Puja, which I've been delaying a lot, and I did not know there are some breakthroughs that I need, that I was looking for, and after Maheshwara Puja, I can tell you that just within the next 24 hours or so, I landed up in another salaried job, though I was not looking for it, another 10-20%. I mean, I'm just saying that the faith and connection with the Master is something that I value and cherish all my life, and I just landed up in two different unknown things opening up because of the Maheshwara Puja that I performed. And anytime if I'm also looking for solutions, I pray to him. I talk to him every day at home. I have the Atma Murti, and then I close the door or just talk to him. And also I experience very solutions in the form of his teachings come to me, surface automatically when I just remember him or pray to him for solutions. So thank you, Swamiji Nithyananda.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes. So now let us understand a little bit more about the Maheshwara Puja. As I heard from Sri Murti Adhuryaya from the United States, having offered the Maheshwara Puja, he manifested a breakthrough which he never saw coming, which he literally was not even working for, which was perhaps forgotten in his life, but he was able to somehow manifest. And that means, of course, the energies, what is happening surrounding him and the whole universe had literally just opened a breakthrough for him. And that was entirely due just 24 hours after the Maheshwara Puja. So literally right after the Maheshwara Puja, something or another happened and a breakthrough just was able to happen for him. And that could be your experience as well. Through this Maheshwara Puja, it is a very, very profound way of liberating and completing with ourselves, and completing ourselves as well as our ancestors. We don't know where. For many of us, perhaps we are going through so much of burden, so much of suffering due to the loss of a loved one. And many of us, even having not gone through this in our lives, will still feel the effect in some way or another of our pitrus on us. Because the same place where they are stuck, the same biomemory is the same memories, pain memories, and all are inside of us as well. This is a profound truth, and we've spent, of course, the last couple of hours understanding this scientifically and seeing how Hinduism has a solution for it. In the next segment, now we're going to be understanding the Maheshwara Puja and how it is actually a blessing that we don't have to do anything but just simply offer this Maheshwara Puja, a very simple offering. You can do. The avatar takes care of literally 99.9% of the work, and the last part is just offering on our part, just doing the offering, taking the steps to making the offering, and sitting for the offering. There is nothing else. Now, why do we need to perform the last rites for ancestors? We're going to be understanding a beautiful Puranic history of performing last rites for ancestors, how this had come about. One of the most well-known historical references of performing completion, of completing with the ancestors and liberating our ancestors. And we'll be joined by Ma Jnanatma Swami in order to understand these stories, get to know a little bit more about Maheshwara Puja, and see some of the past experiences, the sharings of people who have also been had such breakthroughs from the Maheshwara Puja offering. We'll now be joined shortly by Ma Jnanatma Swami to continue in today's program, and we'll be right back with you.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive, somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to KAILASA, it's okay. KAILASA can come to you. KAILASA coming to you is KAILASA. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. KAILASA's enlightenment ecosystems Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. As we are learning about the very sacred ritual in Sanatana Hindu Dharma about Maheshwara Puja, and all the viewers who are watching us live, Ma Super Yoga, Eva Anderson, you can respond in the live chat, and all the other viewers who are watching us live via various social media platforms, request you to kindly respond in the YouTube live chat. If you have performed the Maheshwara Puja, if you had an experience of and had the blessing to be able to offer the Maheshwara Puja, you can say yes or you can say not yet. And how, and you can also share about if you have witnessed a Maheshwara Puja, if you have attended a Maheshwara Puja ritual, you can say you have attended. So you can say yes, I have offered Maheshwara Puja, not yet if you are yet to offer the Maheshwara Puja for your family or for your ancestors, and you can also share if you have attended the Maheshwara Puja in person, specifically if you were physically in the presence of the Supreme Court of Hinduism, experiencing the very powerful Maheshwara Puja ritual. And it's actually an extreme, it's like a whole celebration when the entire order of sannyasis, brahmacharis and brahmacharinis, they all sit with the Paramashiva, with our beloved Guru, and become pure channels of Swamiji to be able to accept the Pinda offering. So that's what the Maheshwara Puja is about. So here we are going to share with you why we perform the last rites for the ancestors and how it is important for each and every one of us. That's what we are going to be seeing. And in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the river Ganga is considered a river where there is the, which is there in the higher lokas. It was there in the Kamandalu of Brahma. That is the energy, that is the water energy of the universe. And I'll be sharing with you maybe the gist of the story of how, Ganga was brought down to planet Earth by the King Bhagirath. And Bhagirath was actually a king in the Surya Vamsa lineage, and his ancestors could not attain liberation, and they were stuck in the Pitruloka. And he prays to Brahma, and then he prays to Paramashiva, he prays to Mahavishnu. He literally prays to the Trinity of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the main gods. And he is requesting for the Ganga to come down to planet Earth to remove the karmas, to cleanse the karmas of his ancestors and to liberate them. And then because of his intense tapas and will persistence, with the compassion of Bhagavan Paramashiva, Ganga comes down to planet Earth. And even today, she is available for us for us to connect with her and for her to continuing to cleanse our karmas. So that is the story. Of the great sage Bhagirath. Bhagirath was a prince of the Sagara dynasty. And he did the intense tapas, and because of his tapas, the Ganga comes down and his ancestors got liberated. So that is the Apta Pramana, the reference from the Hindu scriptures where the liberation of the ancestors is mentioned, and it is a very significant story. The next part of the program, we are going to share with you how Maheshwara Puja happens in KAILASA, in the divine presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhan, and His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And all the viewers who are watching us, is there anybody in your life whom you really felt, whose death really impacted you? It could be some of your near and dear ones, or it could be anybody, right? But whose death really shook you and really made you realize the impermanency of life. You feel like, this person was just there and suddenly they're gone there, the body is cremated or it is, burnt, and suddenly you feel like, is that it? We fight so much for so many things, and we tend to, plan for our future, plan for this, plan for that, but then, all ends in one day when you're not even prepared for it most of the time. So which death in your life has impacted you the most, has really shook you and made you think, look in and see, is this all life is about? How impermanent the people that we hold on to and the relationships that we have, and we cling them on to so much, but one day we are going to leave, they are going to leave, and that's it. You can't do anything about it. So if you had an impact of somebody in your family, near and dear ones, whose death impacted you the most, you can leave a comment in the YouTube live stream under the YouTube live video. You will click on live chat and you should be able to comment under that. And the only reason you may not be able to comment is when you are not yet a member of the HDH Nithyananda channel, and we would like to take this opportunity to invite you, because members have exclusive privileges to be able to access and be able to respond during our live sessions, and especially during the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The members of the HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, they get an exclusive privilege to be able to ask questions to the Supreme Pontiff directly, and your questions are seen by the Supreme Pontiff directly. So it's a huge blessing. And the membership is the first level of membership is only $3 a month. We have 5 different stages: bronze, silver, gold, premium, and platinum. And the bronze is only $3 a month. So if you under the live video, you will see a join button, and when you click on the join button, it makes you will be taken through a payment module, and then you will become a member of the channel. So there are many exclusive privileges, so do not miss becoming a member of the channel. And so that during the sessions, during our live programs, and of course during the darshan of Swamiji and the initiation, you get to offer your prayers, you get to offer your question, you get to send your questions, offer your prayers, receive blessings, just because you are a member of the SPH Nithyananda channel. So with that, we will now move on. You can continue to share, those of you who are joining us live. You can share what death in your family impacted you the most. So let's look at Maheshwara Puja. Understand what is Maheshwara Puja. Maheshwara Puja is the offering of Bhiksha, the food to the avatar, along with his monastic disciples, sannyasis, brahmacharis, in the path of sannyas. In the Maheshwara Puja, the sannyasis, literally, we become a channel of Swamiji, and we are treated as Bhagavan Paramashiva himself and offered Bhiksha, and we are fed. So literally at the beginning of the Maheshwara Puja, all the sannyasis just enter into that space where we are not there anymore. We are just an empty, hollow space for Swamiji's energy and just extensions of Swamiji. That's all we are. So when the food was offered to Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the avatar, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, when the food is offered to Swamiji and all his extensions, means all his monastic disciples, it is literally like, Swamiji and all his extensions are offered the Pinda Prasada. And as I was sharing this, I remember a very interesting incident, an experience I had with Swamiji. When we say Swamiji's extension, what does it mean? So this was in the year 2013. There was an inner awakening happening in Bali, and Swamiji was conducting a very special process. And that process was, literally like awakening, installing Swamiji's like bioenergy and awakening the biomemory. And Swamiji was doing a very powerful initiation. And at that time, Swamiji announced to all the participants in the class, if any of you have any deities, like you have brought with you any deities that you worship, you can bring them and let the deities also be in the class, so they will also receive the energy. Like I'm doing literally a prana pratishtha, and they will also be energized. So all the participants were given like about 15 to 20 minutes. They all went to their hotel rooms and they all got, like, somebody had a Ganesha, somebody had a Subramanya, and all the different deities, Paramashiva, Devi, whatever they were worshipping as a part of their Atmata Puja, everybody brought it. And I was sitting by the stage, and this was in the year 2013, so I was already a Purna Sannyasi at that time. So I was sitting by the stage, as a coordinator for a program. So I had with me my Guru Puja kit. So I took the 2 padukas from the Guru Puja kit, and I was keeping it ready to keep it because, that's the deity I worship, which is Swamiji. So I wanted to get my padukas energized. They were already energized, but I thought, okay, why not, using this opportunity, get them re-energized by Swamiji. So as I was taking those padukas to keep it on the hall, Swamiji was, because I was sitting right by the stage, Swamiji looked at me and he asked, what are you, Jnanatma, what are you keeping? What deity are you keeping? And I said, Swamiji, I was just taking the Guru Padukas from the Guru Puja kit. And Swamiji looked straight at me and he said, I have done the Prana Pratishtha to your whole body. What more you need? So when in the sannyas, the path of sannyas is literally like how a deity is being energized in a temple, right? During the Prana Pratishtha, when a deity is being installed, how a deity is being energized. Just like that. When you take sannyas, when you decide to live the lifestyle of sannyas, the Guru does the prana pratishtha to your whole body, where you no longer exist. What we know as our patterns and our root patterns and our karmas no longer exist. It is only literally pure, you become a pure channel for Swamiji's energy to flow through you. And of course, we have heard so much about sannyas, and I had heard so much about sannyas before. But that time, what Swamiji said, straight looked into my eyes and said, I have done prana pratishtha to your whole body. What more you want? It just felt so divine. It just felt such a blessing, We get to, first of all, we get to be in a human body. Second of all, we get to be in a human body when an avatar is in the body. Third of all, we get to be in a human body when an avatar is in the body, and you get to have avatar as your Guru. He has accepted you as his disciple. Third. And the fourth one is you get to live the lifestyle along with Swamiji, where Swamiji is your father and mother, and he is everything for us as a Guru. Right? So it is literally a huge blessing, and literally you become a channel for Swamiji's energy to flow through you. That is why Swamiji says sannyas is the royal path to enlightenment. That you can really enjoy your path of enlightenment. You can really enjoy by literally living with Swamiji and enjoying this lifestyle of sannyas, where you do not have any other thing that takes away your inner space, which occupies your inner space other than your Guru. Your inner space belongs only to one being, and that is your Guru. And you enjoy that deep feeling connection with the Guru. That is the lifestyle of sannyas. So, sannyas is literally making yourself available to become Swamiji's extension for Swamiji's energy to flow through. So during the Maheshwara Puja, Swamiji and all his monastic disciples, we have various orders as a part of the sovereign order of KAILASA. We have various orders of sannyas, and starting from the Purna Sannyasis are the highest order in the sannyas order. Then we have the Naishtika Brahmacharis and Brahmacharinis. Then we have the Bhautika Brahmacharis and Brahmacharinis. As per the Agama, we have 3 different levels of sannyas. So all the sannyasis, we sit along with Swamiji, and we become a pure channel for the cosmic energy, Swamiji, to flow through us. and when the food is offered to Swamiji and all his monastic disciples during the Maheshwara Puja. So it's a very ritualistic, and it's just when we are all in the Birdi monastery in Bangalore, it will be a scene to be seen, seeing hundreds of sannyasis sitting with Swamiji and chanting and being a hollow channel for the Pinda Tarpana, for that offering to be offered to the Pitrus, to the ancestors. And those of you who are watching this live stream, and if you're really interested to know more about sannyas and you want to inquire about what is this lifestyle all about and how can I, take up this lifestyle, is this lifestyle also for me? I would suggest two things. First is attend the Paramashivoham online program where you get introduced to Swamiji's teachings and you get to also sign up to become, to live the lifestyle of sannyas. And if you really want to, you already know about it, you want to take that step, you already made a decision and you want to connect with one of us to be able to know what is the next step for you to get initiated into the path of sannyas, you can go to kailasa.org/apathsanyas, which is kailasa.org/apathsanyas to go ahead and register yourself and sign up yourself as an Apath Sannyasi, and we will connect with you and give you what are the next steps for you to be able to live this lifestyle of sannyas. So we can move on to the next slide. On what is really Maheshwara Puja and what happens, what are the benefits that you receive when you offer the Maheshwara Puja. So here we have a very beautiful video that we wanted to share with you. It is Maheshwara Puja has been happening in Kailasa since the year 2000. Since the time Swamiji experienced his avataric mission, Maheshwara Puja has been happening, and the very first Maheshwara Puja happened in 2000. See, in the year 2000, when Swamiji had this huge explosion and the revelation of the avataric mission that happened in Swamiji's body, and the great pause happened for almost 9 to 10 months. From January to October, Swamiji could not even move his body. He was just in that space of intense samadhi to be able to just even move his body. And only after 10 months, Swamiji was able to move his body and, being able to operate from the space of the superconscious explosion, being able to operate from within the frame of the body. And in October 2000, Swamiji did the first ever public function in Trivandrum, in the Rajarajeshwari temple, which is currently opposite our arena. And in that temple, Swamiji did the Chandi Homa, and as part of that, the Maheshwara Puja was offered. That was in the year 2000. So from the year 2000 till now, which is 2021, for the last 22 years, Maheshwara Puja has been happening non-stop in Kailasa. Let us take a quick look at this very interesting video.
Nithyananda, Guruve Namostute Nithyananda, Guruve Namostute Nithyananda, Guruve Namostute Nithyananda. Ajam nirvikalpam nirakaramegam niranandamanandam advaita purnam param nirgunam निर्विशेषं निरीहं परब्रह्मरूपं नित्यं भजेम अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेघं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं परं निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं परब्रह्मरूपं नित्यं भजेम Guruve Namostute Nithyananda, Guruve Namostute Nithyananda, Guruve Namostute Nithyananda, नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा
गुणतीतमाद्यं चिदानन्दरूपं चिदाभासकं सर्वगम्यातगम्यं मुनिन्देपरूपं महासम्भरेशं परब्रह्मरूपं नित्यं भजेम गुणतीतमाद्यं चिदानन्दरूपं चिदाभासकं सर्वगम्यातगम्यं मुनिन्देपरूपं महासम्भरेशं परब्रह्मरूपं नित्यं भजेम
गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा
जगत्कारणं कारणज्ञानरूपं सुरादिगं सुगादिं गुणेशं नित्यं जगद्व्यापिनं विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं परब्रह्मरूपं नित्यं भजेम जगत्कारणं कारणज्ञानरूपं सुरादिगं सुगादिं गुणेशं नित्यं जगद्व्यापिनं विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं परब्रह्मरूपं नित्यं भजेम
गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा गुरुवे नमोस्तुते नित्यानन्दा
रजो योगतो ब्रह्मरूपं ददिज्ञं सदा कार्यशक्तं कृताचिन्त्यरूपं जगत्कारणं सर्वविद्यानिधानं परब्रह्मरूपं नित्यं नता स्म रजो योगतो ब्रह्मरूपम्
Welcome back, dear viewers. And that was a very beautiful video presentation of all the Maheshwara Pujas that some of, actually I shouldn't say all, because there's so many Maheshwara Pujas that have happened, but just a pictorial representation over the years of the various Maheshwara Puja that have happened. Now, the tradition says offering food to an avatar is equivalent to feeding 10,000 hungry people. The best place on the planet Earth is to give the Pinda Darpana, the food for the departed souls. The completion with the living and those who left the body is the stomach of a sannyasi. That is the Jataragni, the digestive fire. The hunger fire of a sannyasi is the best fire into which you can offer the Pinda Darpana. Now, the Somasamo Padati, the Shraddha Vidhi, the third shloka says, Linghino Brahmanadhyascha Shraddhiya Shiva Dikshitaha. The sannyasis and the brahmanas who have been initiated into the Shiva Diksha are eligible to be appointed as the representatives of Pitrus in the Shraddha. And the Shraddha ritual to the departed souls, the Shraddha reaches the Pitrus, the departed souls, directly. The Maheshwara Puja is 1,000 times greater than any offering of Shraddha, because in the Maheshwara Puja, it is literally the supreme quantum of Hinduism connecting with the departed soul and liberating the departed soul. In the words of the supreme quantum of Hinduism, he says, it is literally like, how when you connect, how does Swamiji connect and what really happens to the departed soul? Let us say, somebody in your very close family died, let's say 5 years ago, okay? And this being, whoever left the body 5 years ago, would have been born in a different place, in a different city, in a different country, to a different parents, maybe to a different religion, we don't know, in a different culture, so we don't know, right? In any part of the world, that soul could have been reborn to a different parents, now living as a 5-year-old girl or a boy. Okay, that 5-year-old girl or a boy 5 years back was your close relative living with you. And that being left the body and now has taken another birth in a different place. Okay, now please understand, it is not a Hindu belief. This is the truth. This is what happens. And Hinduism has very clearly, we have done years and thousands of years of research and development in this science, and we have some of the most advanced and the most clear descriptions of what happens to a soul after death and how does it go and how does it reincarnate. So reincarnation is not a belief or a faith in Hinduism. Reincarnation is the cosmic truth. That is what is happening in the cosmos, right? So the Hinduism has written what really happens. And in Hinduism, we have thousands of masters, and including the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who have had not a near-death experience, but a full-death experience. They have literally died and they are reborn. And they know what exactly happens in the process of death, how a soul chooses another body, where it chooses it. And as an avatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is able to trace back exactly that departed soul. Where is that soul in the cosmos? So that departed soul, let's say somebody in your family had died 5 years back, that soul has taken a birth somewhere else and now living as a 5-year-old boy or a girl in a different place to different parents with a different in a different family. Now, when you offer the Maheshwara Puja to that departed soul, what really happens is, let's say you have some incompletions with that person. Either that person didn't treat you well, or you did not offer the respects or the service that you wanted to offer to the person when the person died before you could do that, or that person like really didn't treat you well and you had such a hard time, and even that pain is still there. When you think about that person, still that pain, that anger comes up in you, that violence comes up in you, that how could he or she could have done this to you, and you really feel bad and you feel like your whole life is spoiled because of them. In such cases, it's highly recommended you offer the Maheshwara Puja to bring completion into you, because these kind of, especially very traumatic childhood incidents, it's very difficult for us to complete by our own effort. There, you take the help of the Guru and you request Swamiji, please, you complete me, and I don't want to hold on to this powerlessness inside of me. You please do the completion on my behalf. So Swamiji completes us, where you will not have those incompletions with the departed soul. And that departed soul will not have the incompletions that it had with you. Now you may be thinking, how does it matter? Because the relative has died, where he or she will have the incompletion. No, that soul carries that incompletion to the next birth. So even in the next birth, that incompletion will be there. That is why Swamiji says completion is the best cosmic currency you can earn. Because see, let's say you have $1 million in the bank. When you die, that $1 million is not going to come with you. But when you complete with all the incompletions in this birth, that completion space will come with you to the next birth, where the next birth you will be born as a complete being. You will not have incompletions newly. All the completions that you did will have an effect on you. So what Swamiji does is, he completes you and he completes that incompletion that the departed soul has with you. Now that incompletion that the departed soul has with you, how will that departed soul, who's a 5-year-old girl or boy, know? Swamiji describes it is like literally an elephant tied to 5 or 6 huge iron balls chained to the elephant's leg. Will the elephant be able to walk? Maybe it may be able to walk with a great effort, but it won't be able to walk freely. So what Maheshwara Puja does during Maheshwara Puja, in a symbolic way to explain, Swamiji literally cuts the chains so the elephant is able to walk freely. The same way, the elephant is the individual soul, and the chains are all the past life incompletions that we are holding on to. So that being, wherever that being is now living and reborn, that being progresses on its path to enlightenment path, and as all its karmic baggages are broken, because Swamiji removes all those karmas. Okay, and please understand, in many cases, it is the karmas that are responsible for our physical illnesses or our mental illness, or not feeling life positive, not feeling successful, feeling like a failure, feeling no hope, no confidence, feeling like you want to give up on life. All these are, in many cases, they are the karmic effects. Something you would have done in the past, and that the karmas, the karmic effects have these put you in so much of pain and suffering. So when Swamiji removes those karmas, he removes you from years of pain and suffering. Years of pain and suffering. If you hold on to that same traumatic childhood or that pattern that you had, it will again, you will attract the same type of people, and it will literally be like scratching on a wound. it will be as bad. It will make the wound worse. So exactly like that, unless you complete the incompletions, those incompletions will keep replicating and happening again and again and again in your life. If you were had a very traumatic experience in your childhood, you did not complete that, that same traumatic experience will happen in your school, in your university, with your friends, with your relationships, everywhere the same traumatic experiences you will have, and you will feel so given up on life. However, do not worry, we have Swamiji, who is accepting and sitting and receiving and blessing us with the Maheshwara Puja, and he will do the completion for us. Swamiji will bring us into that space of completion. So the Maheshwara Puja is extremely significant in that sense. So the tradition says that one morsel of rice offered and served to an avatar liberates 7 generations up and 7 generations down the hereditary of the Maheshwara Puja participant. See, like I said in the beginning of the session, Maheshwara Puja is an offering of food to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and all his monastic disciples. Now, what does the offering of food to an avatar mean? I'll like to explain this with a very beautiful story from Mahabharata. Now, what is the story from Mahabharata? Mahabharata is one of the, describes the story around one of the greatest incarnations and the Purna avatar who has happened, Bhagavan Krishna. So Bhagavan Krishna is everywhere in Mahabharata. Without Krishna, there is no Mahabharata, because it is he who is the hero of the Mahabharata. So in the Mahabharata, there is the story goes like the 5 Pancha Pandavas who walk the path of Dharma, who represent the tattvas of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching. So the Pancha Pandavas, they are sent out of their kingdom. The situation so happens that they are exiled from the kingdom and they have to live in a forest for about 12 years. Live in hiding for about 12 years. So then what happens is, during one such period, they are living in a forest. It is basically the Pancha Pandavas and Draupadi, their wife. So one of the sage Durvasa, he is known for his short temper. He's an extremely highly evolved rishi, but he is known for his short temper. So what happens is, he comes to the hut that they are living and he says, I'm coming with 50 of my disciples. We are just going to a nearby water body to take bath. We will come back and we will have our meal here. And then he leaves. And then Draupadi is there. She has nothing in the house. She's searching everywhere. All the vessels are empty. All the grains are empty. All the fruits are empty. All the vegetables are empty. Nothing she has, and she doesn't have anything nearby to go pluck or bring and make something quick. She freaks out. She says, we are already in an exile. We are already going through such a low curve in our life. Now, all the last thing that we need at this time is, disrespect a great sage like Durvasa. How can we disrespect him? So she's so afraid. She's like, okay, what inauspiciousness is going to happen, because I cannot serve the food to a rishi when he has asked, and what is going to happen to us? So she is freaking out. And when we freak out, we always go to our guru. It's like, Swamiji, you have to give us some solution. So for her, she goes to Krishna. She has a very beautiful relationship with Krishna. She and Krishna enjoy the Sakabhava. She relates to Krishna as her friend. So she's like, oh, Krishna, she just, prays to Krishna. And suddenly from out of nowhere, Bhagavan Shri Krishna just walks into the hut. And he says, hey, Draupadi, how are you doing? As if he doesn't know what's happening out there. Of course he does. So he just walks into the hut and he asks, Draupadi, what is happening? How are you? And Draupadi is like, oh, Krishna, you are not God sent. You are God yourself. Now you have to help me. So Krishna asks, what is happening? So then Draupadi says that sage Durvasa is going to come anytime now with 50 of his disciples, and he told me to prepare food for him. I have nothing in the house to prepare. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. We are already in exile, and Draupadi starts all that. We're already going through so much. We don't need more. I don't know what to do. I don't want to, disrespect a great sage like Durvasa, but I have nothing to do and all that. So then here comes Krishna. And Krishna says, look, if you have any food remaining, see if any food is remaining. Draupadi says, what food? Every vessel is washed and kept. There is no food. Just now I checked. Krishna says, go check again. So Draupadi opens every, vessel, cooking vessel. And she says, everything is empty. The last bit has been washed and everything is there. Everything is empty. And then one last bowl that she saw, there's one grain of rice sticking somewhere in the bowl. There's just one grain of rice. She takes that one grain of rice and says, Krishna, this is all I have. Krishna says, great, give me that. And Draupadi is perplexed. It's like, what is happening? Why Krishna is saying, great, I have 1 grain of rice, what will I do with that? Well, she doesn't know yet. So then Krishna takes that 1 grain of rice and he just puts it in his mouth. And the Bhagavata Purana so beautifully says, as Krishna puts that 1 grain of rice in his mouth, every being in the entire cosmos feels fulfilled of like hunger. Like all their hunger disappears. Not just for sage Durvasa and 50 of his disciples. Every being in the entire cosmos feels so full. They feel like, they have eaten their stomach full. They're not able to eat anymore. So full. Every being, every bird, every animal, every reptile, every living being in the cosmos felt so full. Then 1 grain, 1 morsel of rice went into the mouth of the avatar. And sage Durvasa and his 50 of his disciples, they just took a bath and they came out. They don't know what happened. They're like, we were so hungry, we wanted to go and have our meal. But now we are all so full, we don't know what happened. Everybody is looking around and saying, what happened? Why am I feeling as if I cannot eat any food for the next 2 days? And they don't know the answer. And then sage Durvasa says, I cannot go and tell Draupadi, it will not look good if I go back and tell I don't want food. And he just leaves from there. He never comes back to the hut to ask for food or to eat. So this is the significance of just feeding the avatar. When you just feed 1 morsel of rice to an avatar, it is literally like feeding the whole cosmos. Because an avatar, he lives in each and every one of us. So feeding food, offering of a food to an avatar is the biggest blessing you can get. See, even if Maheshwara Puja, your ancestors, their liberation and Pitru Tarpana and all that is one side. The other side, for which you can continue to offer Maheshwara Puja every time, is just because you get an opportunity to feed an avatar. You get an opportunity to offer food to Swamiji. What a blessing it is. When you look back, offering of food to Bhagavan Rama or Krishna, how it would have been. You make Krishna or you go to Krishna's place and you offer food to Krishna. That experience, offering of food to an avatar is extremely auspicious and it can bring you the biggest of the blessings. So here there is a reference which says how many extorsals of food that you feed to an avatar, that many kalpas you will live in Kailasa. Let us say you are offering like 100 extorsals of food to the avatar. Then the 1,000, if you are offering 1,000 extorsals of food, 1,000 kalpas. 1 kalpa is 4.2 billion years, 4.32 billion years. 1,000 means 4,000 billion years you will be living in Kailasa. Means like for eternity you will live in Kailasa just by offering a food to an avatar. That is how significant feeding an avatar is. Now the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, personally receives the Bhiksha and the food offering. Using the astronomical chart or a provided photograph of the departed, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism brings completion to not just unfulfilled emotional verbal commitments, but also anything you were insensitive to them about. So over the last few years, anytime you were insensitive about something, if you can just go back to the previous slide, just want to explain something about the picture that is there. So this is how you actually see, typically this is how we paste the pictures of all the departed souls. We will have like different boards or charts where the pictures of the departed souls will be pasted and they will be projected to Swamiji when physically the participants have gathered. Now because the Maheshwara Puja is offering online, what we do is the pictures of all the departed souls are put in like a slide format, and that presentation is shown to Swamiji during the Maheshwara Puja. When Swamiji partakes the Pinda Prasada, Swamiji just looks at the pictures of all the departed souls and he liberates all the departed souls. And if you can just hold on to the slide, a very beautiful incident that happened in December 2013 when Swamiji was in the Maheshwara Puja and when Swamiji was accepting the Maheshwara Puja. So that time what happened is, this happened in Bali when the Inner Awakening program was going on. Swamiji with the monastic disciples, I think at the time about 15-20 of us were in Bali arranging for the program, and I was there as well. And at that time, So at that time, what happened is, like, we had a board in which all the departed souls' pictures were pasted, and the Maheshwara Puja started. Swamiji started mixing the food, and he just took like one, like a little food that he put in Swamiji's mouth. And immediately Swamiji opened his eyes and he said, there is somebody in the picture who is still alive. They are not dead. I'm getting a message from the Pitruloka. And we are all like, it just felt like Greek and Latin for us. What? Swamiji got a message from Pitruloka, and there is one person who is alive. And then immediately, like, we were like, because see, it is only for the dead people. And when Swamiji, as a Paramashiva, accepts the Maheshwara Puja, literally, like, all their karmas are removed, right? And the being will no longer, obviously, the being can no longer live on the planet Earth because all their karmas are removed. You need some karmas to have a body and live in a body. So you cannot be like, that being's karma cannot be removed, but their picture is there. So immediately all the participants were called, and they were told to check. And then one participant realized that she had given a group picture. In that group picture, there were two people. One person was dead, and for whom she wanted to offer the Maheshwara Puja, she forgot to cut out the second person. So the second person's picture was there, and Swamiji looked at all the departed souls, like the pictures of each and every one, and offered the Maheshwara Puja. And at that time, immediately Swamiji got a message from the Pitruloka saying that one of the beings are still alive. So you know very clearly that Maheshwara Puja is an ancient science. It may be too much for us for our logical mind to be able to grasp and relate with all of this, but these are happenings like that truly happened. And it is a great blessing that we have an avatar accepting the Maheshwara Puja and liberating all our ancestors and all the departed souls. So before we move on to the next segment, where we are going to be answering questions, any of the frequently asked questions, and if you are watching this stream live and if you have any questions, you can post it in the YouTube live chat, and we'll be right back with you after a very short break. We'll be having a quick break and we'll be right back with you.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within the next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being, Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually, the spiritual prosperity. We happen to hold planet Earth. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back to your viewers. So now let's look at some of the commonly asked questions. What are the questions do people have about the Maheshwara Puja? So the first question is, can we request Maheshwara Puja for anyone? Yes. KAILASA will conduct the puja on your behalf for anyone in your family who has either a natural, unnatural, or a premature death. And you can even offer it for your friends as the departed souls. You can give pictures of your friend as well. Now, what do we exactly need to offer the Maheshwara Puja? We need the picture of the departed soul. That's like mandatory. Now, in exceptional cases where you are not able to get a picture of the departed soul, like your great grandfather or somebody like that, then in those cases what we can do is you can submit the astrological chart of that person. And astrology, if you do not have the astrological chart, you can create one. Actually, there are many sites where you can, online sites where you can create an astrological chart and you can submit that. Or if you need any kind of a help, any kind of an assistance, you can connect with one of your closest KAILASA centers and you can connect with us. We can help create the astrological chart for the departed soul. The information that you would need to create the astrological chart is, the date of birth, the place of birth, and the time of birth. These are the three things that we would need to create the astrological chart for a departed soul. We do not need their name, we do not need their age, nothing like the age when they died, nothing. Just date of birth, place of birth, time of birth. These are the three things that are used to calculate, to find out about the astrological chart of the person, to make an astrological chart for the person. And the other question we also have is, can we offer Maheshwara Puja to pets, like your cats or dogs or any pet animals that you have? Absolutely, yes, you can offer the Maheshwara Puja. Those souls can also be liberated. Can Maheshwara Puja help a soul who has committed suicide? Oh God, absolutely yes. And only Maheshwara Puja can help. Only an avatar can intervene and reduce the suffering of the soul which has committed suicide. And when a soul dies, especially in the case of a suicide, like when the soul consciously destroys its life, the Atmahatya, it is like the worst thing that anybody can do to themselves. And Swamiji, the Supreme Portal of Hinduism, has shared that when a soul commits suicide, the suffering, after committing the suicide, the soul goes through tremendous suffering, like in a way that you can't even imagine. It is like, you don't want to use a small, like it is the very simple example that I can give is, the suffering that soul wants to avoid, for which it goes and commits suicide, is like, oh God, better to die than to live like this. The suffering is exponentially more, where you will feel like, oh God, it is a blessing I could have just lived my life, it would have been such a blessing. That is the way every soul who commits suicide feels. So, yes, Maheshwara Puja can bring a departed soul to rest in peace. If you have any close family or friends who have committed suicide, Maheshwara Puja will greatly help the soul in its journey. Do not miss offering. They would be so grateful to you that you offered the Maheshwara Puja for them, because they would be going through tremendous suffering. So, in an example, the way Supreme Pontiff describes, let's say when a person is born, that time itself, their time on the planet Earth is decided. So, they will live for, let's say, 60 years or 70 years. And let's say the soul commits suicide at the age of 30, okay? And the soul had 70 years to live. For the next 40 years, the soul will not be able to take another birth. The soul has to wait till that being has to wait till it becomes the natural age, the 70, only after that it can take another body. So from the 30 years to 70 years, the next 40 years, the soul goes through tremendous torture. Tremendous torture. It cannot even live to that level of a torture that soul goes through. And it's extremely sad that somebody would decide to commit suicide instead of living, because when they commit suicide, they are literally jumping into a hell, consciously jumping into torturing themselves for 40 years. And Swamiji said, even avatars, right? Of course, they have the veto power, but even avatars, in most cases, they cannot like liberate that soul, because the soul has consciously decided to destroy its body. So the avatars can, Swamiji can help alleviate the suffering of that soul. That soul has to wait for 40 years. No other way. It cannot get any other body. It cannot be liberated. Nothing can be done with the soul. The soul has to wait for 40 years till its natural period, then move on. But what Swamiji can do, Swamiji, like, in the sense that what Swamiji will be able to do is to reduce the suffering of that soul. Right? Swamiji can really help reduce the suffering. So the next 40 years, the soul is not in tremendous torture. It is peacefully just waiting and waiting for the time to elapse. But suicide is the worst form. It is literally like you putting yourself through tremendous torture. Why would we want to do that? So never ever even contemplate suicide. Never ever even contemplate suicide. Yes. Now, the other questions that typically participants ask is, How many departed souls pictures can we give? You can give pictures of up to 10 departed souls in your family. And in the puja, you give two things. One is the pictures of the departed soul, which will be shown to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The second is he will give the names of the people who are alive. In the Sankalpa, we chant their names. So let us say you are offering it for your grandparents and your 4 ancestors. Whoever is living in your family today, in your family unit, like you, your spouse and your children, your parents, whoever is living, you can include all their names in the Sankalpa, where they will receive the benefit of offering the Maheshwara Puja. And what is the difference between Shraddha and Maheshwara Puja? Shraddha is done by a priest, Maheshwara Puja is done by an avatar. So you can know when Swamiji does the completion on our behalf, what it is. You will see. It's a very, very, very powerful offering, Maheshwara Puja. And can we request Maheshwara Puja for ourselves? Yes, you can offer Maheshwara Puja for you, but you cannot offer it for anybody else. Only the person can only offer for themselves. Means you can offer, even though we are living, and of course we hope to live for many more years, we offer the Maheshwara Puja, so it will be like, it will be kept in the bank, right? Your Maheshwara Puja offering will be like, okay, now at the time of your death, then automatically Swamiji will be there to liberate you. So Maheshwara Puja can be offered for you, but not for anybody else, only for you. So you can get ready to, if you have any questions, you can post it in the YouTube live chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions. And you can register. The Maheshwara Puja is a $2,008 offering. You can register for the Maheshwara Puja by visiting www.kailasamela.com/sevas. So you can go ahead and register and offer the Maheshwara Puja. The next Maheshwara Puja is happening on the 19th of December, and which is a full moon day. And you can go ahead and offer the Maheshwara Puja on that very auspicious day and get liberation for your Pitrus, for your ancestors. Okay, so hope this was informative for you, and how to offer the Maheshwara Puja and how to receive blessings for your ancestors. So in the next segment now, we'll be entering into how can we connect with Devi Parashakti? What are the different ways we can connect with Devi Parashakti and offer our love and gratitude for her, for revealing these great sacred teachings after a very short break.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive, somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is KAILASA.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. KAILASA's enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. In the last segment of today's program, we are going to be sharing with you about how each and every one of us can experience Devi Parashakti. What are the different ways we can experience her love, compassion, and we can feel her presence in our life very tangibly. So we are going to be introducing you to some of the various offerings that we can offer to Devi Parashakti. What are the different ways we can connect with her? We'll start with the Dhyana Shloka, where it refers to Devi Parashakti as the source of the whole cosmos. And here's a Dhyana Shloka, a direct reference from the Devi Suktam. I'll be reading out the translation of this verse, which says, I walk as the 11 Rudras, the Ekadasha Rudras. I walk as the Vasus, walk as Vishnu and other Adityas and all divine forms, Vishwadevas. And I, assuming the form of the inner self of all gods, I hold aloft Mitra and Varuna, even as Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwin twins too. This is a direct reference from the Rig Veda. And the next slide also talks about like how the 11 Rudras, the Vasus, Ashtavasus, and all the Maharudras, the Rudras, the Dwadasha, I protect all of them, including Mitra, Varuna, Agni, Ashwini, Devatas. Now, Devi declares herself as the inner self of all gods. She is all pervading and she is all permeating. And Devi Parashakti, it is very easy to connect with her. You can just connect with her as a divine mother and offer, like how what all you will offer to your mother, you can offer to Devi Parashakti. So what are the different things that we can offer to Devi Parashakti? The first offering is that of the e-hundi offering, where you offer any amount to Devi Parashakti. The reference from the Hindu scripture say, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Bhayapaha, Shambhavi, Sharadharadhya, Sharvani, Sharmadayini. This is from Lalita Sahasranam. It says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all the fears. So you can offer the e-hundi offering to Devi Parashakti. There's any amount you can offer. Like how when you go to a temple, always you put some money in the hundi. Like that, you can make the e-hundi offering. And just out of your deep love, devotion, and gratitude for Devi Parashakti. And you can visit www.kailasamailer.com/sevas to make the e-hundi offering. The next offering that we have is the offering of Sankalpa. The Sankalpa offering, the direct reference is from Saundarya Lahari. Sankalpa is the offering of conscious resolution. You take a resolution, you make a resolution saying, okay, I want to achieve this. I want this. I want this kind of a job. I want this kind of relationships. I want this. This is how I want my life to be. You create a conscious intention within you. And you pray to Devi Parashakti to bless your intention to manifest it as a reality. That is what we call as Sankalpa. Now, at the moment that I chant, with the sacrifice in my soul, become the chanting of your name. Let all my movements become auspicious mudras. Let my travel become perambulations around thee. Let the act of eating and drinking become the oblations, the fire offerings, or the oblations in the Homa or Yajna to thee. Let the act of sleeping become salutations to you. Let all actions and pleasures of mine become part of your very being, your worship. And blessings for both asked and unasked, remembered and forgotten, either wishes to manifest by the grace of Devi Parashakti. So you pray to Devi Parashakti for all your wishes to manifest as reality. The next we have is the Devi Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, the blessings to manifest and awaken the multiple divine feminine conscious attributes and powers. So Swarna Kasu means gold coin, Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu. So one of the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti being inscribed in the gold coin. And it comes in 3 different denominations, $75, $151, and $251. And you can offer any of these to Devi Parashakti to manifest her divine attributes, her Ananta Kalyana Gunas, her various dimensions. You can manifest it in you by offering the Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, the golden coin. So you just make a small, even $75, you can make a small gold offering for Devi Parashakti. Now, the next offering that we have for Devi Parashakti is, the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus. Now, what is the significance of the golden lotus? We can move on. So the golden lotus is considered a very divine flower. But before that, maybe we will cover the Mukta Anguti. We can cover the offering of Mukta Anguti, and then we will go to the Padma Pushpa. The offering of Mukta Anguti, which is the finger ring with a pearl. And you offer the Mukta Anguti to Devi Parashakti. And there is a beautiful reference in the Devi Suktam. It says, may the goddess who bring good fortune, who is praised by the gods, who is worshipped by the Devendra, who is praised by the Devas, who are troubled by the Asuras, who is whose devotion she solves all of our problems, who is the source of goodness in the world. Let that goddess destroy all the obstacles. So blessings for protection from all the dangers and fears. You offer the Mukta Anguti to Devi Parashakti. The next offering we have is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, which is the golden lotus. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayini Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Here it says Devi who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly prosperity. Devi who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos. I bow to you, O Devi Mahalakshmi. It's a beautiful reference of how the Devi Parashakti, you can offer the golden lotus and for attracting the positive relationships in personal and business dimensions. See, lotus is considered a divine flower. If you see in the deities, all the deities, the granite deities, they will have a Padma Pita. It is called the lotus Pita. And Devi Lakshmi, if you see, you will see her sitting on a lotus. So many deities, they have like lotus, and in the worship in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, lotus is used in various, very many ways. So you can offer the lotus to Devi Parashakti. It comes in 3 different denominations: $600, $1,200, and $1,800. You can offer it to Devi Parashakti. The next offering we have is that of the Swarna Meti, the golden touring. The reference from the Saundarya Lahari says, the creator, the Lord Brahma, the creator of Yod, selects the dust from your feet and creates this world. The great Adisesha with his 1,000 heads carries me somehow with a great difficulty, carries the dust of your feet with a great effort. And the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nicely and uses it as the holy ash. So we have the Swarnamati, the golden touring offering, where you can offer the golden touring and receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti. And it is mainly for awakening the leadership qualities in you. Blessings for a life of leadership qualities by offering the worship to the divine lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, achieved by even worshipping a tiny grain of dust from her feet. And the Meti is a golden touring to worship by adorning the Devi Parashakti's feet. So the next offering we have is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry. In the Lalita Sahasranama, the reference talks about it as Devi, talks about Devi as Sudha Sara Bhivarshini, the one who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara, the crown center, to the Agnya, the brow center, and permeates through all the 72,000 nadis, the energy centers, to give us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. So you receive blessings for an enlightened lifestyle. Pray to Devi Parashakti. And finally, we have the Pratyaksha Puja, the offering of gratitude at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji. The reference from the Guru Ashtakam says, Yesho me gatam dikshu dana pratapa jagat vastu sarvam kare yat prasadat Manaschena lagnam gurorangri padme tatakim 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 tatakim. My repute has traveled in all directions through my philanthropy and prowess. All the things of this world are in my hand as a reward for my virtues. Yet if one's mind is not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then, what then, what then? What is the use of having everything? What is the use of having all the top things of the world? What is the use of having the best name and fame if your mind is not fixed on the lotus feet of the Guru? So you offer the Pratyaksha Puja to receive the grace and blessings of Devi Parashakti and manifest all the auspiciousness in your life, and just sit and melt and just offer the Pratyaksha Puja. The next Pratyaksha Puja offering is coming on the 28th of December. You can offer the Pratyaksha Puja offering and receive the grace and blessings of Devi Parashakti as you offer this at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji, who is a very embodiment of Paramashiva and Parashakti. So you can offer the Pratyaksha Puja on the 45th Avatar day, the day when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism took birth, the day when the superconsciousness and Paramashiva assumed a human body as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam in the holy town of Tiruvannamalai is to be celebrated all over. That is the day when humanity was given a hope of superconscious breakthrough, which we are not able to make it ourselves. It is only with the blessings of an avatar we can manifest all the best things in our life. And the Pratyaksha Puja offering is a very, very, very sacred offering where you offer it out of your deep gratitude, love, and devotion to Devi Parashakti. So be blessed to have a sweet path to enlightenment. The next seva that we have is offering of the Vastra Seva, the cloth offering. Now, offering of the Vastram, the cloth, to the Guru, the dimension of the Cosmic Mother, during the Pratyaksha Puja, bestows one with the sweetest path to enlightenment with complete protection. So it is literally like an offering of cloth to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The ritual that you will be offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And during the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, when we are offering this vastram, you will be offering the vastram to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And it's again a very special, unique offering that you can do to beloved Swamiji. Now here are the list of the various offerings that we can see. The e-Hundi offering, which is any amount. Sankalpa offering, which is $1 per person. You can offer for as many people as you want. Devi Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, the gold coin. And we have the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. Then we have the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus, which is for $600. Then we have the Swarna Meti, which is these, to $750. The Swarna Mantika, which is $750. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is $1,008, and Vastra Seva is also $1,008. Now, how do you register for these offerings? If you would like to make any of these offerings, you can go to www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. Again, I'm repeating the URL. It is www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. Sometimes we think there is no need for a www. We can just put kailasamailer.com/sevas. However, if it does not work, if it doesn't work for you, if you're getting any error, please use www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. That will definitely work. So this is the website that it will open. You scroll down, and in the bottom, as you scroll down, you will see something called Devi Parashakti Akashic readings, and in that 3 steps will be mentioned. First is the registration form, where you just give your details, you give basic details like your phone, your name, your contact number, your email, and you will say that this is the puja that I want to offer. And that's it, you submit the form. You don't give any details, it doesn't ask for payment. So it's basically you are registering, or you're putting an intention to make this offering. That is the step 1 that you see in the picture. The step 2 is to going ahead and actually doing the registration online. If you click on the link in the step 2, it will take you to a page where you can choose a specific seva. Okay, so let us say you want to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. You choose that specific seva. And as soon as you choose that specific, it can be anything. You can offer a golden lotus, you can offer a meti, you can offer a toe ring, whatever. You can just drop down, go to the drop down and choose that specific offering and choose the quantity. And you can go ahead and click on add to cart. When you go on add to cart, it will show you the cart option where you can just verify items in the cart. Let's say you want to add something to the cart. So you click the back button in the browser, or you go back to the previous screen which you had open, and you go ahead and choose a different seva. Let us say you have registered for the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. You go back and now you want to do the Sankalpa offering, right? So you go ahead and choose the Sankalpa offering. And you want to, let's say, do the Sankalpa offering for 5 of your family members, increase the quantity to 5 and click on add to cart. Now here you are having 2 different offerings. One is Abharanam, one is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and then second one is the Sankalpa, which is 5 people that you're offering. So it is 1,008 plus. Okay, so you're offering 2 Pratyaksha Pada Pujas and you're offering 5 Sankalpas. Yes. So then finally you come down, you verify. Let's say you want to update something, you can always update the cart and click on proceed to checkout. Now, as you click on proceed to checkout, it gives you these, you have to enter the billing address, you have to enter the credit card details, you just verify whether all the details are correct. Then you scroll down and you click on I agree to the terms and conditions, and then on the right side you click on place order. Now, when you click on the place order, it directly does in. Takes in the details that you entered into the order. Then after you have done this, which is the made a payment for the seva, then you have to do one last step, which is the filling the payment details form. So the Sankalpa form, where we have to chant your name and the names of your family members whom you had wanting to put in the Sankalpa, you have to give their names as well. Up to 6 names of the family members you can give. So you just go ahead and read out those terms and conditions, you enter your basic details, you come down, you scroll and you choose Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshans, right? So you choose on that, and then you go to the next page, where in the next page it asks you for your payments, like a confirmation. You have to upload that. You have to upload your passport, and you will also have to go ahead and tell the names. What are the names to whom you would like to offer the Maheshwara Puja, to whom you want to benefit from the Maheshwara Puja, and you can also there mention about any prayer request that you have. You can put in there as well. Okay, so that's the last and the final step, which is the Sankalpa offering. So these are the ways you can make your offering. We have so many offerings for you to choose from. And here we have the e-hundi offering for those of you who want to offer the e-hundi. Where you can just go and select amount and then go ahead and make the payment. So that is what we call as the e-hundi offering. So with that, these are the various ways you can connect with Devi Parashakti. And if you see, we have the Nithyanandotsava. The calendar is already up on the kailasamailer.com/sevas Nithyanandotsavam, starting on the 15th of December till 8th of January. So we have the Nithyanandotsavam, and then the main important day comes on the 28th of December, which is Swamiji's Avatar Day celebrations, the day when the Supreme Pontiff assumed the human body, the day when Paramashiva assumed the human body in the form of Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So very, very, very significant and auspicious day. Every disciple should be able to make an offering on that day. And we also wanted to announce to all of you, on the 14th of December, we have the, it is a Gita Jayanti, the day when Bhagavad Gita was delivered to the world. We celebrate it as Gita Jayanti. Every year we, every year we celebrate in a very grand manner, and no disciple should ever miss offering, just connecting and missing. Do not miss listening to Bhagavan Shri Krishna's teachings on the day. On the December 14th, we have a very special darshan, which is the Parandama Vishwarupa Darshan on the 14th of December on the occasion of Gita Jayanti. We have every year we celebrate Gita Jayanti. This year we are being blessed with the Parandama Vishwarupa Darshan of Bhagavan Krishna on the day when he delivered Bhagavad Gita to the world. So it's a very, 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 very interesting program, which is on the 14th of December. We will be sharing the timings with you very shortly. We'll be updating our site. So mark your calendars, the 14th of December, Gita Jayanti, and the 28th of December is Swamiji's Avatar Dinotsava celebrations. So that we come to the conclusion of this program. We have various exciting events coming up. The main Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji's Jayanti celebrations. Then we have the December 14th, which is the Gita Jayanti. And we do have various programs coming in between. The whole Jayanti celebration is celebrated as a 21-day. Here is, you see the dates from 18th of December to, from 16th of December to 8th of Jan. It's a 21-day festival that we are celebrating. So do come and join us for the grand Nithyanandotsava celebrations, which is the celebrating the very happening of the avatar for the benefit of humanity. So these are the various ways we can connect with Paramashiva, and Swamiji is continuously gracing us. I hope all of you enjoyed the solar eclipse initiations and the message. The Supreme Pontiff has put the message, the main message of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So hope all of us experienced and enjoyed the celebrations, and we do have upcoming various events. And December is a month of pomp and glory and joy and celebration, because we celebrate the 21 days of the happening of the avatar. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this segment, and we'll be moving on to the next segment of today's program, which will be satsang. We'll be playing live satsang of Swamiji. So please do stay tuned. And we'll be right back with you after a very short break, and I'll be concluding the segment now with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.